What's going on, people? Hope you guys are well. What's good? Can you hear me? I hope you guys are well. What's good with everyone? What is good? Salute, Brendan. What's going on? Fluff Cakes. What's going on, brother? What is going on? What's going on, peeps? Guys, can you hear me? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are keeping safe. Hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, what's good? Salute, Adi Tan. What's going on? What is going on? So let's get in the chat. Let's get you guys coming on. Let's get you guys coming on. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What is good? I'm just gonna quickly get this going. It's good having you guys on, man. It's good having you guys on. Let me just get the camera, enable the camera so you guys can see me. What's good? What is good? What is good? Let's get this party started. Yeah. What's happening, people? What's happening? I just can't believe Charlo is really fighting Selecki after all these months. Yeah. I thought it was going to be someone substantial. I thought it was going to be someone good. I thought, he was going to fight somebody, that we were going to be, we were going to be interested in. But unfortunately, he's fighting somebody that just a fight that I'm not really interested in at all, to be honest with you. It's a poor fight. Let's be brutally honest. It's a poor fight, not one that anyone's looking forward to, really. It's a poor fight. Poor fight. I must say, I was expecting something a lot more dangerous, a lot, just a better fight, and we got kind of like a boring, nothing, type of fight, which is quite disappointing. Boxing is my favorite sport. I don't care where the fighter is from. Elite. So Blessing Sun says, boxing is my favorite sport. I don't care where the fighter is from. An elite is an elite. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Bless Sun. An elite fighter is an elite fighter. It doesn't matter where they're from. A fighter that gives us entertainment. Not even so much elite. You don't even have to be elite as long as you're entertaining. That's what matters to me. As long as you're an entertaining fighter that puts it all on the line. I'm happy with that, as long as you give the fans a good scrap. You don't necessarily have to be an all-time great. There's been many fighters that are not all-time greats, but they put in great performances, when they're very fan-friendly. Guys, I'm just gonna get the charger. Imran live. Yes, I'm live. What's good? What's good, Zakma? I hope you're well. What's happening? What's happening, people? It's good to be live, man. It's good to be live. Sometimes I like to speak to you guys live. It's always good talking to you. Anyone wants to jump on, guys, you're more than welcome to jump on. And I want to speak to you, some of you on here. I ain't spoke to you in a while, so yeah, it'd be good getting you some of you hopping onto the live chat. Yeah, what's good, people? Good to see you. Good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. Just getting the charger in the laptop. Okay, let's get these questions in now. Okay, so what? Greetings. Salam Humzi. Hope you're well, brother. Hope you're good. Yeah, so let's get this question. Let's start answering these questions. All right, okay. Just sorting this thing out, and then yes, we're good to go. Yes. Smash the like button, by the way. Canelo recognized greatness. Do we have to show our face if we go live? No, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to show your face, man. Not at all. You don't have to show your face at all. Okay, sports and entertainment save. What's going on, Fight Gamer? Hope you're well, brother. What's good? What's good? Smash the like button, guys. Okay, so let's answer these questions. Do we have to show our face? No, you don't. Boatsi v Craig Richards, good fight. That's a good fight. I'm not so much interested. I was expecting Boatsi to kind of step up to the next level now. So Brotherhood make a comment here. Canelo recognize greatness, but his fans don't. What do you mean by that? Yeah, so Boatsi Richards, good fight. In my opinion, Craig Richards beats Boatsi. Wow. Boatsi is overrated. Yeah, he's not really done a lot yet, but I don't know if he's overrated. I like to give someone time to prove themselves before I call him overrated. Let's see Boatsi. Skewed perception of reality. Skewed perception of what reality? Who's got skewed? I'm just bothered as why you're overrating Beterbiev in my. Okay, guys, Zakamo thinks that Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev's better. What do you guys think? Do I overrate Beterbiev, or is Beterbiev a beast? You guys tell me what you guys think of Beterbiev. What do you guys think of Arthur Beterbiev? Do you guys think Arthur Beterbiev's a beast, or do you think he's not all that? What do you guys think? With the shenanigans I meant. What do you guys think? Is Arthur Beterbiev a beast or not? Beterbiev is a beast. See? Am I the only one rating him? Aditan says Beterbiev's a beast. Brendan Jackson says Beterbiev is a beast. Okoli is the only British. I think Bivol has a better win in Joe Smith. You think Joe Smith is better than Govzik? I'm not sure. I don't think Joe Smith is better than Govzik. You know, I don't think Joe Smith is better than Govzik. I don't at all actually. I think he's way. I think Govzik is way better. Beterbiev can fight. He's good. He's good, man. See, Ray knows his stuff. Ray's saying that no, Beterbiev can really fight. Yeah, he can. You know, Beterbiev is a real MFC. Zakamo. Everybody rates Beterbiev very highly. Everybody rates Beterbiev very, very highly. So it's not just me. I think Beterbiev is the real deal. He is. I've got to do a video about Beterbiev, you know, because I know you think Benavidez is better than Beterbiev, Zakamo. You're saying you think Benavidez has got a better resume. I don't see it, man. I think Beterbiev would destroy Benavidez. I like to see Yard v Beterbiev. Nah, that's Beterbiev would eat him for breakfast. He would. Yard's a good fighter, though. I like Yard. I've always liked him. They don't know boxing, says Zakamo. Well, time will tell. Time will tell. Bivol may be able to beat Beterbiev, but doesn't mean Beterbiev can't fight. Yeah, maybe better. You know, Bivol's a good fighter. I agree with Ray. Bivol's a really good fighter, but I just think Beterbiev might be too strong for him. Yard v Beterbiev is a crazy fight. Yard could very well KO Beterbiev. Yo, Ray's not going to like that, Brendan. Ray's not going to like that. He's not going to like that comment. Beterbiev, and there he is. Beterbiev batters Yard and Smith. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Beterbiev is he's the real thing, man. He's the real thing. Leikstra says Beterbiev had a cut man that was splitting the cut open, no Vaseline, and he fought to KO lol. So Brendan Jackson said Yard was so much more cerebral in his last fight v Lyndon Arthur when he got him out of there. Yeah, he was good, but again, remember who he was against. You know, Beterbiev is a massive, massive puncher, huge puncher. So you know, Yard. I mean, Lyndon Arthur can't really punch. No way, says Zakamo. So Fight Gamer says, Brendan Jackson, no, I don't think so. Beterbiev will KO him. If Kovalev was past his prime, Yard with a jab. Adi Tan said, I think Beterbiev v Bivol is a mismatch. Bivol is too small. Wow. Ray says, who's out here saying Yard beats Beterbiev? Which man says that? Come on, fam. Well, guess what, Ray? Your man Steven is saying he's got Yard. Steven, of all people, Steven. Our boy Steven saying he's got Yard. Wow. Unbelievable stuff. Steven's got Yard beating Beterbiev. Stephen, am I hearing correctly? Did you just say you think Yard beats Beterbiev? Or was it Yard against someone else? Stephen, did you just say Yard beats Beterbiev? Oh my days, what's going off here? Beterbiev, like I can't, like I don't know. I can't see Yard. I just can't see how he wins that. I can't see how. Wow. Okay, so 1 minute. This is great. Yard has more wrinkles to his game now, and the athleticism to beat Beterbiev. Wow. Wow. A lot of these. Wow. I can't believe it. EK says Yard has more muscle than stamina. Oh my days. Ray's not happy. He's saying, oh my days. Wow, Brotherhood is saying Yard is too skilled for Beterbiev. What is going on here? Look, Fight Gamer says past his prime, Kovalev KO'd Yard with a jab. A fresh puncher in Beterbiev will destroy Yard, but it will be a good scrap. Wow, this is kicking off. Bernie Mac says how Kovalev dropped Yard. Kovalev dropped Yard with a jab. Brennan Jackson says Yard has clearly shown that he has learned from his fight with the well-experienced Kovalev in a fighting a tall fighter with a good jab and power in his right hand. Arthur, don't sleep on Arthur. No, oh man, I can't. I think Arthur Beterbiev. I think people don't understand how great he is. Stephen is always going to go for the brother. What do you mean? What do you mean Stephen is always going for the brother? Well, Stephen didn't pick Wilder to beat Fury, did he? He picked Fury to beat Wilder. And he said Fury's his best pound for pound fighter. So I don't know what you mean by that. Stephen just says it how he sees it. Adi Tan says Usyk when he fought Joshua looks like Pac-Man fought De La Hoya. Usyk when he fought Joshua looks like Pac-Man. Yeah. Different levels, but yeah, I hear you. De La Hoya got battered in that fight. I wouldn't say Joshua got completely bulldozed like that. Joshua was a bit more competitive. Joshua was a lot more competitive. De La Hoya just got beaten up from pillar to post. So Steven says you heard right. There you go, Ray. Steven saying that Yard does beat Beterbiev. By the way, thinking Benavidez is a better fighter than Beterbiev. I'm not saying David beats Arthur. By the way, by thinking Benavidez is not saying. So are you saying that Benavidez is a better fighter? I don't understand that. Are you saying that Beterbiev is a better fighter than Benavidez is a better fighter than Beterbiev? Wow, this is great. I'm enjoying this. Brotherhood says Yard is too skilled for Beterbiev. Ray, you hearing this? Brotherhood is saying Yard is too skilled for Beterbiev. What's going off? Lyndon is levels below Beterbiev. He is. Callum Smith, give Beterbiev a run for his money. We'll have to wait and see. Brendan Jackson says past his prime, Kovalev was any cleanly connected punch away from getting slept by Yard in round 8. Lol, empty the tank. Yeah, Brendan Jackson is making a good point there. That Yard did have Kovalev on shaky legs. Jay Foreman says no way that the Yard that KO'd by Kovalev beats Beterbiev. I do think Bivol probably outboxes Beterbiev though. Wow. This is brilliant. You got to understand these brothers, like the Brotherhood and Stephen will always go with the brothers. They keep it black. Come on, guys. Stephen's not about that. Stephen's not about that. Brotherhood's a cool dude as well. He's been on a couple of times as well. I'd have to disagree with you there, bro. I've seen Stephen go against black fighters. I have. He said that Canelo beats Charlo. He said Canelo beats Andrade. So they're black fighters. He went against them. So, Stephen's Stevens keeps it real. Beterbiev is not Lyndon Arthur. He certainly isn't Lyndon Arthur. Benavidez kills Mal Charlo. Benavidez kills Mal Charlo. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about that, Addy. You know, I'm not sure about Benavidez. Benavidez is good. He's good fight. I don't know yet. I need to see more. I need to see more. Maybe against David Lemieux, I'm gonna find out more about him. Here we go with the racist crap. Who said the racist stuff here? You cannot sleep on Yard's combination of freak athleticism, power, and ring IQ. Beterbiev's chin has been found and dropped by lesser caliber fighters. Respect. Well, is Callum Johnson a lesser caliber fighter to Anthony Yard? What's to say that Callum Johnson can't put Yard to sleep? Callum Johnson can punch. He can punch. And he got back up, and Davy's in the house. Davy's in the house. Boxing historian Davy is in the house. He's in the house. Brendan Jackson says, can't sleep on Callum Smith either. He just went to 175 and got a second round KO. Yeah, you know, no one's sleeping on Callum. But you know, he's gonna have it. It's not gonna be easy for him against those big light heavyweights. Yard is too hittable, says Fight Gamer. Yeah, I'd have to agree. A Yard can't move feet, hit feet or head. Can't move, hit feet. Yeah, I think he's a bit slow. He's a bit flat-footed, ain't he, Yard? EK says, ISA crime to mention Yard in the same sentence as Beterbiev. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I don't think he's in the same ballpark. Jean Pascal will beat Anthony Yard. John Pascal, yeah, I think, yeah, Pascal's dangerous. Yard ain't got no ring IQ. Brendan Jackson says, the Yard that got KO'd by Kovalev no longer exists. He has grown as a fighter since losing to Lyndon. He was much more complete and destroyed Lyndon in 4 rounds in the rematch. But Lyndon's a British level fighter, though, Brendan Jackson. He's not a world level fighter. Steven says he's going to jump on. I'm waiting for you, Steven. I'm waiting for you. Let me just get the link in there again. I'm waiting for you guys. What's going off here? Okay, so Ray says Steven is a... Okay, so Boxing Historian says, I'm white and spend most of my time trying to convince people about one love. Enough fighting in the world without bringing... Yeah, that's a great comment there from Davey. EK says, you can't sleep on Yard. Trash stamina and trash boxing IQ. You can't sleep on Yard. Trash stamina and trash boxing IQ. There we have it. EK's not impressed. Yard was mixing it up and going to the head and body, as well as showing that he can be more patient in his approach. He also keeps his hands up now to block shots and counter. But we got to see it against, like, Lyndon's not a top level kid. He's a British level fighter. And the fact that Yard lost to him was quite embarrassing. Here's the thing, right? Yard needs to prove himself. You know, he needs to prove himself against top caliber. The jury's still out on Yard in the sense that he's not proven. He's not proven at world level. You know what I mean? He got beat by Kovalev. And to say that he's improved a lot since, how do we know? Who's he fought since? You know, after he fought Kovalev, he got beat by Lyndon. You know, Lyndon's not a top level kid, Brendan, you know? So that's where I disagree with you. He's a British level fighter. Lyndon's not beaten anybody. Before he fought Yard, he had fought nobody. You know, so again, I think Yard's got to prove. Yard with a new trainer will be a beast. Ray, what's going on? A lot of people here love Yard. Brendan's a big Yard fan. And there's a lot of people here that are big Yard fan. I was at one point a big Yard fan. Other than Yard was fighting horrid fighters with terrible records. Yeah, he was. They were padding up. So Zakamo says, Imran, stop sleeping on Callum Smith. I'm not sleeping on him. I just was a bit disappointed how he got battered by Canelo. I was expecting it to be more competitive. Can Yard even beat Badu Jack? That's a tough fight. You know, Badu Jack can really fight. Brendan Tunde Ajayi Jackson, Lions in the camp. Tunde Ajayi is not good as a trainer, in my opinion. So Jesuis Garcia says Jamal Charlo will beat the brakes off Canelo. Mark my words. Wow. No chance. I'm just saying, Adi Tan said, I'm just saying Usyk almost used the same style, hit and angle off against Joshua, like Pac-Man v De La Hoya. Left, straight, angle, off. Yeah, but that's how Usyk fights. Okay, so Brendan Jackson then comes back and says, you're sleeping on Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon showed great ring IQ v Arthur in their first fight, showing great fundamentals and barely getting hit cleanly, regardless of his ranking. I don't know. Nah, Brendan, I completely disagree, mate. Ray's not having it. Jay Foreman says most people are giving Bivol and Beterbiev a decent chance against Canelo. Would anyone give Yard a decent chance against Canelo? No, he's good, but not on that level. Yeah, you see, Jay's hit the nail on the head there. Jay's hit the nail on the head that Yard, like people are giving Bivol and Beterbiev a chance against Canelo, but Yard, nobody would give him a chance. That's true. That's very true. I like Callum Smith v Yard also. Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. So Brendan Jackson says he almost KO'd Kovalev after being outboxed. So even back then in that division, he's always been a fighter with valid puncher's chance, who's just needed to improve his ring IQ. Fair points. Any thoughts on Beck the Bully? Yeah, he won recently, didn't he? He came back with a win after being knocked out to Gabe Rosado. Guys, everyone in the stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate if you can smash the like button. Okay, there's some questions going in. If we go off how they've looked in their last fight, respectively, Yard is very live against both Beterbiev and Bivol. What do you guys think? Do you agree, disagree? Do you think Yard is live against those guys? I just don't think that he's fought anywhere near that level. I think that level's at this point. I just don't think he's at that level yet. You know, we have to wait and see. Smash the like button, guys, in the live stream, or everyone in the live stream. If you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. Let's hit the like button. Let's hit those like buttons. Smash the like buttons. Okay, so Bernie Mac says, lol, what is the proof that Charlo would beat Canelo? What fight showed he could beat Canelo? What competition was it? Yeah, he hasn't proven that. He hasn't proven nothing like that yet. Kovalev was knackered, mate. Completely knackered. Yeah, he was. Kovalev wasn't the same fight. Like, Kovalev was way past it. Yard v Canelo would be a great fight too if Yard can stay patient. Nah, that's just pushing it now. Canelo would absolutely dismantle Yard, in my opinion. No, that's not a fight. Brendan Jackson, Canelo will embarrass him. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Canelo would embarrass him. Yard goes down faster than Kovalev against Canelo. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a mismatch. Canelo, that would be a mismatch. Brendan Jackson has a great point. Ryder may be a much better fighter today. Ryder, or you mean Yard? Who are we talking about? Smash the like button, everyone in the stream. If you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. Guys, I don't know, but I think you guys are bigging up Yard a bit too much yet. We need to pump the brakes after that performance against Lyndon Arthur. I'm not sure Yard is that guy yet. You know, we have to give him time, man. We have to give him time. We have to give Yard time, man. What does Eddie Alvarez has to do with anything? My point what was that Yard was simply way more green when he fought Kovalev. Eddie Alvarez. Who's Eddie Alvarez? Who's Eddie Alvarez? Yard, lol. The debate's kicking off about Yard. Everyone seems to think Yard is the man. What's going off? Guys, everyone in the stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. This sounds just like how people think Canelo, the same skills in 2013, losing to Floyd as he does today in his prime on a similar scale. So Ernie Baby, thanks for the super chat. Ernie Baby says, Sheba Dog laughing slightly while blushing and covering his mouth with one arm. So Sheba Dog laughing slightly while... Who's Sheba Dog? Who is that? Ernie Baby, who's Sheba Dog laughing slightly while blushing and covering his mouth with one arm? Well, who's that? Ida Alvarez. Ernie... Alida Alvarez. Alida Alvarez. You know, who's the guy that beat Kovalev? Yeah, that would be a good fight for Yard as well. That would be a good fight as well for Yard. You know, that's a good fight. It's the emoji. Oh, right. But why I can't see no emoji? You know, for me, Ernie Baby, the you sent an emoji, but for me, it's coming up as a writing. What's going off here? Oh, I get it now. I get it, Ray. I was like, what's this? I was like, what's going off here? I was well confused. I was like, what's going off? I thought someone wrote that. I was like, what? Okay. I'm just saying Yard has a better chance against the best at 175 than you're all giving him. Well, let's wait and see. You know, you may be right. Let's see. I used to like Yard. I just was a bit disappointed when he lost to Lyndon Arthur. Okay, if he keeps it up, at least. So HR says, this is a good question. A good question. Both in their prime, Canelo v. Joe Calzaghe answers. You guys let me... Who wins? Canelo v. Joe Calzaghe. Who wins that fight? Who wins that fight, guys? Canelo v. Calzaghe. Who wins? I'd love to know your opinion. Calzaghe v. Canelo. Buatsi got to take care of business with Richards. Yeah, Buatsi Yard's a good fight. Buatsi Yard's a good fight. I want to see Buatsi v. Yard. That's a great fight. That's a great fight. Yard beats Buatsi. So, Canelo v. Calzaghe, who wins, guys? Yard v. Buatsi is a big fight. Yeah, it is a big fight. It is. Buatsi got to take care of Richards. Ray, what do you think? Canelo v. Calzaghe, who wins? The Lyndon Arthur loss was a frustrating. I agree. Yeah, it was disappointing as well. Canelo would beat Joe, says Ray. Wow. You know what? Like, Canelo. I think it's a case where Joe never really fought anybody in their prime as good as Canelo. You know what I mean? It's difficult, but a lot of the guys that Joe beat, Eubank was kind of past his prime. Roy was past his prime. You know, a lot of these guys were past their prime. My man Steven's in the house. What's good, Steven?
What's cracking? What's cracking?
All good, man. All good. You know what? It was kicking off here about Anthony Yard and Canelo and you know, Beterbiev. Steven, am I over Beterbiev or is Beterbiev the monster?
Nah, you ain't overrating him. I mean, you calling it how it is, man. I mean, he's top. Nah. I was talking to Zachamo earlier. I was talking to him earlier, but nah, you ain't overrating him, man. I mean, he every bit of good, man. You
Yeah.
know, he's at the top of the weight class.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with you, man. But why do people think that? Like, do you think you know Beterbiev, Stephen, beat Kovalev as an amateur, I believe 2 or 3 times?
Yeah. Well, he did.
Yeah. I believe he did. Yeah, he beat Kovalev as an amateur a couple of times. Yeah.
Man, Beterbiev he's a real deal killer, man. He's good, man.
Yeah. Do you think he
He's
beats
good, man.
Bivol? Do you think he beats Bivol? Beterbiev. Tough one, isn't it?
I don't know, man. That's tough. I go back and forth with that one. That's kind of tough. I don't know if he beats Bivol. I like Bivol the most. I like Bivol. I like Anthony. My top 3 be Bivol, Anthony Yard,
Anthony Yard.
Yeah, and then Beterbiev.
You think Anthony Yard beats Beterbiev?
Yeah.
Explain yourself. Explain why.
I don't know. I don't know if you remember this, but it was during. I think it was during this summer. It was either this summer or it was a long time ago. But we were on the live, and I said that same exact thing. I said that Anthony Yard is a real deal killer. I like Anthony Yard. See, what it is about Anthony Yard is that people ain't giving Anthony Yard his just due because, you know, Anthony Yard, what it is with Anthony Yard is he's unpredictable. He's one of the fighters that'll beat himself. But I'm telling you right now, Anthony Yard, if he wanted to, he could dominate 175. No doubt about it. And this ain't got nothing to do with race, creed, or color, or anything like that. He could dominate 175 if he wanted to. That dude is incredible, man. That dude's a straight up killer, man. If he wanted to, that dude got the skills to pay the bills, dude. That dude, he ain't no sucker, man.
Who wins, Stephen? Boatsi or Yard? Joshua Boatsi. Yard.
Yard, man. Yard is just, man. He's just
Stephen. He's not very highly rated. Yard in the UK. People think he's.
I don't know why.
People think he's a hype job. People think he's a hype job in the UK. I'll be honest with you. When Ray comes on, you can even speak to Ray. Like, people don't rate Anthony Yard in the UK. They think he's a hype job.
I mean, why? I mean, why? Because he lost.
I don't think he is. I don't think Yard is. But like, personally, I think people look at him and think that he's a bit of a gimmick. Like, he sells well. He's commercially a marketable fighter. But he got beat by Kovalev, who was kind of past his best. There's no shame in losing to Kovalev. But then where it really hurt him, he got beat by Linden. Do you know what I mean? He got beaten by Linden, who by a jab really beat him. And even Kovalev beat him with a jab, if we're honest, in that fight. So, like, do you think top fighter? Yeah, go on.
Well, what I was gonna say was what's important is that he came back and he absolutely obliterated Linden.
Yeah, he did. He did. I was impressed by that performance. I ain't gonna lie. You know,
and that was just a glimpse into what he could be.
So Carl, Carl saying that Callum Smith beats Anthony Yard. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he beats Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard, he's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. Now, he does have, what I will give everybody in the chat session and everybody who has those doubts, those are legitimate doubts because he's going to need to prove himself. He has to absolutely prove himself. But once he starts showing up more and showing some consistency, man, look out for him. I said that before.
Does he beat Canelo? Huh? Does Anthony Yard beat Canelo then?
Yeah.
Really?
Man, I said it.
No way. He beat.
Okay, all right. Wait. Well, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna say this. Okay.
There's gonna be a storm. There's gonna be a storm now. There's gonna be a storm.
Hold on. Well, let me say this. Let me clarify things real quick. This is the way I look at things. This is me particularly. I look at things like by weight division. Okay,
Yeah.
Canelo, he's not competed at 175 yet. He hasn't had a full go run at 175. So I'm not qualified who and what he'll do. Let's see what happens with Bivol. Once he fights Bivol, I think then we can start making those approximations, those proclamations, and those assumptions. They'll start. You know, we can start assuming that he'll beat this guy and that guy, but he's not competing there now. So I'm gonna, you know what, the
He's
guys at
competing
170.
though. His next fight, Stephen, is for the light heavyweight championship against Bivol.
Right. This is what I
So
said. This is what I said. This is what I said. I said this is what I'm saying. I said I give you my promise that let's just see what he does with Bivol. Now, if he goes in there and he takes care of business with Bivol, then ask me if he beats Anthony Yard. But man, listen, man, here's the brass tacks. The brass tacks on Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard he's strong. He's cock strong. That boy is fast. The boy is fast. The boy hit hard. The boy got boxing skills. Those 4 elements right there. Those 4 elements. It ain't got nothing to do with somebody said in the comment that I go for brothers. That's not the case. I'm going off of what I see. Now, those 4 things right there is that's gonna propel him. Those 4 things. That dude is he a killer, man.
You know what, Stephen? I ain't gonna lie with you, right? I respect you. I respect your opinion, man. For you to say what you think, because you know what? There's a lot of people. You know, when you saying Anthony Yard beats Canelo, a lot of people would be like, is this guy? What's this guy on? Is this guy smoking some strong? Literally, like it would be like nobody would give Anthony Yard in the UK. He's from the UK. Yard would give him a chance. Like you could ask 200 people, they all say Canelo wins. Do you know what I mean? Like literally, that's how much of a favorite. That's how much of a favorite. Like that. Like Yard isn't like I don't. If you were to ask majority of people here in the UK, Stephen, most people wouldn't even pick him to beat Joshua Boatsi. They wouldn't even pick him to beat Callum Johnson or Callum Smith. Do you know what I mean? I think Stephen's frozen. I don't know what's gone off with his connection, but literally, I'm pretty sure you guys would agree that Yard isn't very highly rated here in the UK. He's not. You know, people look at Yard as kind of like at the minute, I feel like even though he had a good performance, right? They look at him as a gimmick. They don't rate him very highly, you know? So I don't know what's going off. Stephen, I don't know. Your connection's gone. Let me get Stephen come back on. I think Stephen's gone. He'll come back on. So he's a serious. So where are we going? So Marky Dan says Loma is staying in the Ukraine, and Devin Haney. I just saw that. I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow. Yard doesn't beat Callum Smith. Probably not. You know, we don't know. I'd like to see the fight. But Callum Smith, he's got more experience. He's more seasoned. He's proven himself. Obviously, but at a smaller weight, you know, he's more proven though, you know. But yeah, beating Canelo, that's a brave comment there by Stephen. I just don't see how Bob Haram has confirmed Stephen's back. What's good, Stephen? You there? Stephen? Stephen, you there? Stephen? Stephen's having some issues. Callum Smith beats Yard, says Marky Dan. 1, 2, 3. Callum Smith beats Yard. Yeah, probably. There's a good chance of that. Callum Smith beats everyone at 175, but Canelo. I don't know about that. Beterbiev will brutalize Yard. Callum Smith beats everyone at 175. Wow, man. What's with all this? What's with all this loving of British fighters all of a sudden? No. Lol, Yard is better than Johnson, Smith, and Buatsi and would beat them all. No, and Ray comes back hard. No, he won't. No, he won't, Brendan. Haney gonna take them belts. That's a good fight, Marky Dan. I don't know, I don't know. I'm not as high on Haney just yet. I've got to pump the brakes. Kambosos is a really good fighter, Marky Dan. Kambosos can really fight, right? And he proved that against Lopez, right? Don't sleep on Kambosos in that fight. It wouldn't shock me, and he's going to Australia. It wouldn't shock me if Kambosos pulls that one off. Remember, Haney's feather-fisted as well. Haney ain't got no power, Marky Dan. He hasn't got no power. He's got skills. Haney's got skills, but he hasn't got power. And Kambosos may beat him. Kambosos may beat him. Don't sleep on George Kambosos in that fight. George might do Haney in that fight. People are getting too brave on here. They are. I have to say, some of the stuff that's been said is baffled me a little bit. If what's his name can drop Beterbiev, Yard has a chance. Yeah, but again, Brendan, have you seen Callum Johnson's fights? That boy can crack. He can crack. I'm telling you, he can crack. Johnson can crack. I'm telling you, Johnson could lay anyone out. Haney would lose against Teofimo at 140. The Brits are heavy in the chat. No, I don't even think it's Brits. I think some of them are not even Brits. But yeah, Brits are heavy in the chat. Nah, but Stevens not a Brit. Stevens not a Brit. He's American, and he was saying that, Yard. So Stevens, he's not a Brit. He's American. Bernie Mac says Haney has pillow hands and a glass chin. I think glass chin's a bit harsh. He can't punch though. Devin may be in trouble. See, everyone says, oh, well, Steven's biased. Well, he just said Kambosos wins. So where's the bias now? I told you Steven ain't biased. Yard is a one-dimensional fighter. Yard is one-dimensional fighter. I don't see him winning. Kambosos beats Haney. That's a great fight. That's a great fight. You know what? Haney's got skills, but there's something missing for me. There's something missing for me. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet. Steven, what's going on? Steven? Steven, you there? Yo, Steven. What's going on? Steven's having trouble with his mic. I'm having some technical difficulty, says Steven. Maybe it's your mic. Turn your mic on. Kambosos is a good operator. He sure is. Haney schools him. The Brotherhood comes back. One for Haney. Haney schools him. Does Haney school Kambosos? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, guys. I'm not so sure. Ray's in the house. What's going on, Ray?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What's good?
How you doing?
All good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just thought I'd jump on for a couple of minutes because,
some of the stuff being said, Ray's.
Yeah. I just, exactly. I just couldn't leave it.
Yeah. It's blasphemous. It's Ray.
It's crazy.
Yard beats Beterbiev.
No, absolutely no chance. Some of the stuff I've been hearing, I don't know where to start. I mean, this love for Anthony Yard, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. I think people look down.
Yard is almost viewed as a gimmick, by a lot of the UK fans, right?
He's basically, his trainer's one of these guys that's idolised Roger Mayweather, the pad work. And that's pretty much all he does with Anthony Yard. He just trains Anthony Yard in that gym, in the Peacocks gym. I think Anthony Yard looks terrific against come forward fighters that are static, don't move the head,
Yeah.
don't move the feet. You got to remember he got taken out of the fight against Lyndon Arthur by the jab. And that, how you've always heard me say, if a fighter gets taken out by a jab or completely outboxed for the full fight, then he's got no ring IQ, he's got no head movement, he's got no footwork. If he can't negate the jab, you're very basic. And that's what Anthony Yard is. So if he can't get past that, how does he then beat the likes of Callum Smith, Callum Johnson, Boatsy, Bivol,
Well, Steven says he
Beterbiev?
beats Canelo. Steven says he beats Canelo.
No. That's no chance. You know, we're talking about one of the most skilled fighters, top 5, pound for pound, one of the most skilled fighters. You tell me Anthony Yard, who couldn't get past the jab, then goes and beats Canelo. No chance.
I don't even think that goes past 3 or 4 rounds, to be honest. I think Yard gets battered in that fight. Honestly.
Yeah, because he doesn't throw enough. Anthony Yard either. Like, I know he was aggressive against Lyndon Arthur, but this is Lyndon Arthur. Who had Lyndon Arthur face before he put him in Anthony Yard?
No one.
So you got to be careful.
Yeah, I can't even believe like that's even been like, you know, I view like Yard as like a Yildirim type for Canelo. Honestly, I might be sounding harsh, but that's how below I think he is. Like,
yeah,
I think it would be like a tune-up for him.
Yeah, basically, yeah, a warm-up. I think there's too much business at 175 in the UK. Slightly the same as America with the lightweights. Yard needs to get a foothold there and prove he's the best light heavyweight in the UK, because he's not.
I don't think he'll be able to do it. I think Callum Smith and Callum Johnson, these guys are dangerous. But Brendan
Johnson's too powerful.
Brendan is coming at you. He goes, Ray doesn't seem to like or he's heavily against Anthony Yard. He said he's heavily sleeping on Anthony. Ray is heavily sleeping on Anthony.
Well, I think he's doing that himself. He's sleeping on his own career, Anthony Yard. I mean, he fought lots of Latvian gatekeepers, Eastern European gatekeepers, and all of a sudden he gets a WBO ranking and a world title fight with Kovalev. I don't like these type of fighters, Imran, from the UK, who don't go down the English route, the British title route, the Commonwealth, the European. They avoid all that, and they just go for the world ranking straight away. And in doing so, they fight these gatekeepers from these Eastern European countries that are there to be pushed over. That's what Anthony Yard's done. So I think I've got a right as a fan to really question Anthony Yard, because he hasn't fought the opponents that Callum Johnson has. He hasn't fought the opponents that Callum Smith has. Look what Callum Smith's achieved at super middle. Yeah. And even his win at light heavy was still more impressive than what Anthony Yard's done.
To be honest with you, Ray, like Callum Smith is far more accomplished than Anthony Yard, and even his resume is nothing to shout about, really, when you think about it, right? Yeah. Apart from George Groves winning at world level, even Groves was kind of washed up at that point, wasn't he, Ray?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he fought again, did he?
No, he didn't.
Or did he have the? Yeah, exactly. He done his shoulder and then he retired. So, you could say that. But at the end of the day, Callum Smith's fought better opponents than what Yard has. Out of all those light heavyweights, Yard's he's got by far the weakest resume. I just haven't got a massive opinion on Anthony Yard.
Do you think it's a case where, because he had a bit of success against Kovalev, where he almost stopped him in that 8th round, where he had him wobbling, where people kind of think that this guy's some kind of monster, when really Kovalev at that point was so mentally and physically shot? Like, he just wasn't the same guy, was he, Kovalev?
That's true. Don't get me wrong. Yard's powerful. That's clear to see. But that's all he's got.
Guy,
I don't believe all this ring IQ. He's got skill. He hasn't.
No.
He can't judge distance very well. Doesn't use his feet. He can't move his head. Again, if you're getting outboxed by a jab, then how can you tell me he's skillful or he's got ring IQ?
Yeah.
That's the most basic punch going.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I don't like. I was high on Anthony Yard. You know what? I was really on the hype train. You know when he was bashing up those guys and he was looking so good. You know, I was a bit like that with Eubank as well. To be honest,
I know
like
you
I
were,
got
but
onto
I
their
never
hype
was.
train.
I never was because I looked at who they were fighting.
Yeah.
You know, and it was on BT cards, and loads of people look good in the front warring, and then you put them somewhere else against live opponents. I'll tell you a good example now, which people in the chat may not have heard of, but there's a guy called Zelfa Barrett. Zelfa Barrett looked sensational on the front warring because he was fighting
Yeah.
these.
Has-beens,
He
yeah.
was going on he's going on the WBO route. He's fighting these guys from Eastern Europe. As soon as he signs with Eddie Hearn, and he's put against people like Kiko Martinez and people that
Martinez
fight back.
robbed.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I thought Martinez won that fight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He got robbed in that one. So
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, to be honest. I think all of these guys. Yeah, nah, I'm not convinced. To be honest, I'm not even that high on Boatsi, to be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I know he's fighting Richards. I'm not that
I think
high.
I think that's a fight that's going to tell us a lot about both fighters.
Yeah.
It's a crossroads fight, and that's why I think it's so interesting, that fight.
But I thought Richards did well against Bivol. I did. He did.
I know you did. I thought he did better than what people like me. I didn't expect him to do as well as he did, but I still think that was as good as it's going to get for Craig Richards, in my opinion. I thought Bivol didn't get out of second gear for that fight.
Mike T, thanks for the super chat. Basically, Mike T says the level of competition Canelo has faced will play a role on the Bivol fight. Bivol is really good fighter, but his resume doesn't compare to Canelo's, let alone face anyone like Canelo. My prediction: Canelo by decision. Do you think the resumes and the Canelo's experience at world level will play a part in the Bivol fight, Ray?
It'll come down to just skill itself in that fight. If Canelo wins it, it's because he's the better man. It's because he's he's come up against styles like Bivol's before.
Yeah, he has,
Even though I think Bivol will do well, Bivol hasn't really come up against somebody like Canelo, somebody with that ring IQ, somebody with that intelligence. That's proper ring IQ. So if you want to talk about going back to Anthony Yard, calling him, saying he's got ring IQ, go and watch Canelo. That's proper ring IQ. But
honestly, I thought Stephen was trolling when he said he thinks he beats Canelo.
I'll be honest. I know Stephen. Stephen really knows what he's talking about. This guy, Leaf Hound's trying to get on Stephen in the chat, and I'm just looking at the comments, and I think Leaf Hound's talking nonsense. But Stephen knows. I don't know whether Stephen was just having a laugh, to be honest. As we see in the UK, I don't know whether he was having a giraffe, but
he's having a giraffe. Oh no, because I couldn't believe it when he said it. I couldn't believe it.
This guy that's giving you the super chat, it's a fair comment to make. Resume could come in the sense that Bivol hasn't really faced anybody like Canelo before.
Yeah, he hasn't, and you know what? That plays a big part. Mike T makes a good point in the sense that what we don't realize is like when Canelo faces these guys, Canelo's faced fighters like them, but when they face Canelo, they haven't faced anyone like him. So it's like a big shock to the system, right?
Yeah, I think you can see in the look on their faces. They try to catch him clean and they're struggling, they can't. And he seems to be 2 steps, maybe some cases 3 steps ahead of them. You saw it in Billy Joe. Billy Joe, by the time he got to round 5, round 6, he had run out of ideas. Caleb Plant, it took him a bit longer, but these guys run out of ideas against Canelo very, very quickly because he reads them so well. He's that intelligent in the ring. That's a problem.
He hits hard as well, like to the body where he just really back. Like
He's not a devastating puncher, but his punches are hard enough to make people reset and make people think again. Which means they often have to retreat or they have to revert to doing a different game plan. It makes people feel uncomfortable. Like Billy Joe, really he would have liked to hit and move, but then he couldn't do it after a while. He was starting to slow down. He was tired and became a sitting duck. He started to make mistakes. He started to overreach, and then when he and then he got comfortable doing that because Canelo was setting that trap. He did that by overreaching 2 or 3 times, and then Canelo caught him because he fell into the trap.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Ray, I want to quickly ask you about, Haney Kambosos. It looks like that fight's going to happen. Lomachenko apparently is staying in Ukraine. So it looks like that fight between Haney and Kambosos. You know what? I think that's a great fight. And to be honest with you, I think the fact that the fight's in Australia, I think I might have to edge with Kambosos in that one, Haney's not a big
I'm still not hugely convinced by Devin Haney.
Yeah, I'm not.
I like Kambosos, and I think Kambosos beats him.
Yeah. Do you think he outworks him?
Yeah, I think he makes it hugely uncomfortable. I think Devin Haney likes to go at his own pace. When he tries to mix it up on the inside, he can look vulnerable at times.
I must confess, though, Ray, you were right though, because I remember you were saying that Kambosos can punch.
Yeah, I did in our Facebook chat.
Yeah. You were saying that, and a lot of people were saying, "Nah, he's feather fisted." Or was it when you were on? I can't remember when you were talking on Last Bell or whether it was Facebook. I can't remember, but I remember you saying, "No, Kambosos can punch." And then I remember you when the fight happened and he dropped Teofimo. Then afterwards, you said, "I told you he can punch," and I don't think Haney can punch though. I genuinely don't think
Haney can't. But you see what Kambosos has got speed. He's really
rapid,
quick. Yeah, he's really quick, and he does. I mean, he troubled Lopez, and I think he would do the same with Haney. I don't think he'll stop Haney, mind, but I think he'll beat him soundly on points.
What's this people saying that Haney's got a glass chin? Do you read too much into that? What?
No, I don't think... me and you've had this chat about chins before when we talked about Joshua and all the stuff. And my criteria, if you like, or threshold for having a glass chin is a bit higher than Haney and Beterbiev. I would say he can look vulnerable, but that's where I would leave it. I wouldn't say he's got a glass chin.
Beterbiev is being called chinny. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I know. He's another one that gets called chinny. But yeah, again, I would prefer to use the term vulnerable. Like glass chin, somebody like, for me, Amir Khan. That's a real glass chin.
Yeah.
Somebody like
to be fair, a glass chin is somebody that has been down like multiple times, you know what I mean? And you can tell whenever he gets caught with any kind of punch, he's kind of all over the place, you know what I mean?
Yeah, where some of these people that we're talking about getting hit clean were hard shots that would probably put anyone down. So it's difficult to call them a glass chin. That's why I just like to say the term vulnerable. Because even when Terence Crawford sometimes was mixing it up, he looked quite vulnerable. No one would dare say he's got a glass chin.
No, there has been people that have questioned his chin as well. Crawford's. There's been a lot of people that have questioned his chin.
I struggle with those people. You can't say Terence Crawford's got a glass chin.
I think the thing is with people like Crawford, though, I think Crawford is also a very skilled fighter as well, in the sense that he doesn't really get caught with a lot of flush blooded punches. Like someone like Khan, for example, he would get caught with a flush punch. And it'd be like, like Andre Ward says, give up a shot here and there, but don't get caught with a big flush one right on the chin. Anyone that gets hit on the button's going to go down. Do you know what I mean? If you get hit right. Whereas I felt like guys like Crawford don't really get hit right a lot. They're very good defensively.
Yeah. Because if you go in the shower, you're going to get wet.
Yeah.
Crawford's got far greater defensive IQ than what Khan ever did.
Yeah.
But that Kambosos Haney fights,
he didn't really have good defensive IQ.
No.
He relied on his reflexes to get away from punches, and in his prime, he could get away because he was quick.
Yeah, quick hands, quick feet. But this Kambosos Haney fight, I'll look forward to that because that's going to open up a whole different. It's going to really open up the lightweight division. That fight, I think.
Do you look at Kambosos as undisputed or not?
No.
So you think he's got to beat Haney to get that crown?
Yeah, exactly. And I said the same with Lopez. I said that Lopez wasn't undisputed. So I've got to keep the same energy. I can't say that Kambosos Jr.'s undisputed when I said that Lopez wasn't undisputed. So he does have to beat Haney, get that WBC, and then become undisputed. And I think he will do.
Yeah. Well, what about Beterbiev? Beterbiev, and I was having a debate with Zakamo, and I think he said that he thinks that Benavidez is better than Beterbiev. I know you're not very high on Benavidez like me.
I'm not. No.
But like a lot of people seem to be very high on Benavidez, thinking he's a monster. Mike Tyson called him a Mexican monster.
Wow. Yeah. I think that's a great one because they both come forward. But I think Benavidez's defense is shocking. I think he leaves himself open. And I think when he steps up to fight Beterbiev, you'll see what I mean by he's a weight bully because he'll lose all his advantages. Beterbiev will still have them. Beterbiev will be the physically stronger man, and I think Beterbiev gets him out there with inside four.
You know what?
Because he leaves himself wide open. Benavidez leaves himself too wide open. He walks forward.
What about this fight though? The one that he's got up. I'm not convinced that he look, he's the favorite in the fight, but I don't think David Lemieux is going to be easy, man. David Lemieux can really punch.
Yeah, he can, but I think he'll beat David Lemieux. I'm not too sure David Lemieux was ever that good, really, to be honest.
No, he isn't. But he can punch.
He can, but he should be beaten if he's as good as what everyone says he is. I mean, I've seen Benavidez a few times now. He'll have enough to beat Lemieux, definitely.
I hope so, because I just think that the way Benavidez fights and the defense that you just pointed out is very
his defense is
if Lemieux hits him, he might stay hit. And let's not forget, he's been down by like he was caught and he was down. Like nobody says that. Benavidez got put down by a jab.
Yeah, I remember that.
By a jab. I know he was off balance or whatever, but he still got put down by a jab. Yeah, he wasn't that badly hurt, but if Lemieux hits him with a fully blooded right hand, I think it could be interesting. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Like I said, I'm not very convinced about Benavidez. But we'll have to wait and see. A lot of people seem to think he's the next coming of like, he's one of the.
He just comes forward. He applies a lot of pressure, throws a lot of punches.
Yeah,
got decent hand speed. I don't think he's as powerful as what people say he is, but his defense is so poor.
Yeah,
if you're going to come forward like that, have a good defense. And he clearly doesn't, and he's going to get found out when he steps up.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I just don't think Benavidez is and I'm not so convinced about Benavidez, to be honest with you, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong, I'm not very high on him, to be honest. Callum Smith, Ray. What about Callum Smith? Like people saying, Zakamo said to me, Callum Smith beats everyone at 175 apart from Canelo.
See, at least that's wrong than the Anthony Yard one. Callum Smith has the tools at 175 because for me he was a natural 175 pounder anyway. Callum Smith can box. He can punch with either hand. His left hook's his favourite. Left hook to body. I think Callum Smith will do well at light heavy. Does he clean out? No, I don't think he does. But I think he'll end up being the best that we've got at 175.
Possibly.
But it's about timing with Callum Smith. Like you see, Callum Johnson has got no time whatsoever because he's that old. In boxing terms, I don't mean that, real terms, but he's quite old at 36, 37. So he doesn't have a lot of time. Where Callum Smith, they've got a bit more time with him. They can basically ride it out to see what happens. Because I think all the light heavyweight belts will be sorted this year. So I think they can give Callum Smith another couple of to weight and then get him ready for next year for an assault on the light heavyweight world title belts next year.
Ahmed says Callum Smith lacks the heart at light heavy. I don't know what he means by that. Probably maybe.
I don't know where you see he hasn't been tested yet, so how do you know he lacks a heart?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think it's a bit
I'm not too
premature to say
sure.
that.
Yeah, you can only say someone lacks a heart if they've been put through a test, and he hasn't been put through.
Yeah.
The last I saw, he came through a test with flying colours. Did you not see that knockout?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's what I would say to Ahmed.
Brutal. It was quite brutal as well, right?
Yeah.
That was a horrible knockout. That guy was all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to how Smith shapes up. I'll be honest with you. His last 2 fights against Ryder and Canelo really stunk the place out.
Ryder one, he lost. He lost the Ryder one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Ryder won that by at least 3 rounds. The Canelo. The thing is, I was expecting a much better performance. I was expecting Smith to use his size, and he just looked absolutely awful. He just looked like to use one of Christian's words, he did look like a statue. He did look, and from what I know, Callum was really, really done in by the weight, but still, you can't. Yeah, and people say he had 6 weeks' notice and all that, but he put on a horrific performance.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Little Penny's in the house. Steven's in the house. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, it's like good old times, isn't it?
Yeah. Steven, what's going on? Steven's, I don't know, he's having trouble with his thing, Little Penny.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, can hear you, man. Can hear you. Yeah. Steven's back.
I want to hear my boy, Little Penny.
Yeah, Little Penny, man. What's good?
Hey, guys. How are you? I got my camera on because I know you guys have got Ray and Steven. They got your cameras on. So I think it might be better if you have a camera on. Give Imran a few more views.
Yeah, what's good, Little Penny?
Little
Penny has like voice. You know what I mean? Hey, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How guys? So what are you guys talking about?
Everything really. Started off with Anthony Yard. Then I had to jump on as soon as I heard somebody say Anthony Yard beats
Canelo.
Yeah, and Callum
Steven
Smith
said that.
Callum Johnson. I thought I had to jump on. I wasn't going to jump on, but then I thought,
well, let me ask you, Little Penny. What's your thoughts on? What's your assessment on Anthony Yard?
Hey, Steven, I like Anthony Yard. I think I need to see more of him though. I like him. I don't think he's ready for Canelo at the moment though. Maybe he fights some of the. If Canelo beats Bivol, then maybe he should fight Bivol. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he needs to get in a hurry in there unless he wants the payday. But I don't think he can beat Canelo at this point. Maybe later.
That's a sound point, and that's the point I'm making. My point is, saying some people in the chat told me to say, "Hey, Steve, you drunk, go to sleep, just that and the third." But here's the point I'm trying to make, man. Listen, Canelo, as it stands right now, he ain't campaigned at 170, 175. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's not a foregone conclusion that he even gonna beat Bivol. We don't know if he gonna beat Bivol or not. So let's see what happens then, and then we can start saying this, that, and the third. But what we know about Anthony Yard is the boy got the skills to pay the bills. The boy's slick. He's strong. He's he got all those elements, and he has all the makings to be great. And just like Ahmed said something about somebody not having the heart at one. That's what he suffers from. That's what Anthony Yard suffers from. He just we ain't seen him pull out that clutch gene, that clutch aspect where he can pull a rabbit out of his head and pull off, put out some fortitude. That's the only thing he lacking. But other than that, man, Anthony Yards, he with the business, dude. That dude with the business.
Nah, I don't think he's got the skill, Stephen. I don't think he's got the skill. I mean, his footwork's poor, his head movement's poor. His defense isn't good. He over relies on his that shoulder roll, that Mayweather-esque shoulder roll, but he doesn't have the reflexes to pull it off. yeah, I don't see ring IQ, ring generalship when I look at Anthony Yard. I just see somebody who's just constantly looking, got a lazy jab and constantly looking for the backhand. The powerful backhand he has got. He is powerful. I'll give him that, but
you know what, man?
He's not what I would call a skill fighter.
Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens with Anthony Yard's career, man. With his run at 175. Look, man, I ain't saying that he the next Roy Jones.
Fair enough.
I ain't saying that he the next Roy Jones or he the next Tommy Hitman Hearns, but I'm saying that the boy with the business. Anthony Yard's a killer, man. And you don't underestimate him. He came back out, he put them things on Linden. You know, he redeemed himself, and he did it in a devastating fashion. And you know what? When he did it, I said, man, that's the boy I always been seeing. I always saw him in that fashion.
Hey, Steven, why do you? So just going back to Canelo and Bivol, why do you think? Are you tipping Bivol to beat Canelo in May?
Yeah, I am.
Oh wow. Okay. No, I've got Canelo, bro. I think Canelo.
Well, here's the thing, man. I think Bivol is. I think he's way too skilled. It goes back to skill out there. I see him, you know, imposing his will and being able to box Canelo, frustrate Canelo, because he does have that height advantage and he has that, you know, and he's a pretty good jabber. I just see him giving Canelo a lot of issues, man. I see him giving him a lot of issues, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bivol will give him issues, but I don't know. I think Canelo at this point, he's at that, like, you remember when Pacquiao in 2008, 2009, 2010, where he just looks unbeatable and he's got that confidence that he'll just beat anyone. I think Canelo is probably going through that at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
He definitely is, man. For everybody say that I'm overlooking. I mean, I don't give Canelo his just due. That's not the truth, because I do think that Canelo does suffer from invincibility syndrome right now.
Steven? Oh, I think his connection's gone. But yeah, do you think Lil Petty? So you picking Bivol? I mean, sorry, picking Canelo to beat him by decision?
Yes. Or maybe KO late.
Late KO.
Because Bivol, he can box a little bit, but I don't think Bivol has enough power to worry Canelo to the point where he starts backing off. Like, remember with when Canelo fought Gennady Golovkin, and when Canelo tasted his power, he's kind of like backed off the liver in the first fight. The second fight, he didn't do that. I think the person at 175 that gives him trouble, I think, is Beterbiev.
Yeah.
He's so strong, man.
He's
and
very
Beterbiev. Yeah, you go.
No. But you're right. And then on top of that, you know, Canelo's with the business.
Even your connection, you're cutting off. Steven, you're cutting off.
Yeah, even his photo and that photo, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's his connection. Yeah, I think man. Beterbiev, he's a monster. Little Penny, he is. Like, a lot of people are underestimating Beterbiev. Like, I think Beterbiev is,
because I haven't seen him in, man. That's why.
Yeah. I think he's.
They haven't seen much of him at all, and that's a problem. People making comments and analysis on the fighter when they've never seen him before. They don't know much about him.
Yeah. I think Beterbiev is so strong at the weight. He's so
too
big.
Slow, though,
hey,
he's too slow though.
Do you think so?
I think his punches are more, you can tell what he's going to throw, and Canelo's going to see every punch he throws. I think anyway.
Yeah, but you know Marcus Brown, right? Marcus Brown's a very slick, quick fighter, right?
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. You know,
but Marcus Brown, yeah, but Marcus Brown's not skilled, and he ain't got the head movement and the the range, to find his range and stuff. He's more like he's active and he's like he wants to get hit and hit.
Yeah, but he ain't got the range. But he's taller than Canelo though, so he has got range.
Yeah.
And the thing with Canelo is you can only have effective head movement on the inside.
No, what I'm trying to say is
let him come inside.
What I'm trying to say is Canelo has a good distance of range. He knows his range, like when to throw a punch or how when to throw. He doesn't reach or anything like that. In regards to Marcus Brown, he ain't got that same kind of level of skill. Where he's sometimes he's reaching, sometimes it's for punching too far out and stuff like that.
I don't know. I just think that I just think that that fight for me, it's a bit like Ash. It's a bit like the Golovkin fight, man. Golovkin's quite slow.
Yeah, but
they cut off the ring.
I just think Golovkin's are more skilled though, man. Beterbiev is a one-trick pony in a way, innit? He's only got one way of doing things, and it's to walk you down and knock you out, kind of thing, innit? Where Triple G can do that as well, and he can box a bit, and he's smaller guy, so he's a bit quicker, and his punches are not as telegraphed.
Hey, Ash. Speaking of speed, at 175, Canelo will be slower too. Like, remember that Kovalev fight? He didn't look
I know that,
bad.
but he's still going to be quicker than the guys that are campaigning at that way. He's a smaller guy coming up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Plus his head movement and his waist movement and the feints and all that. Marcus Brown don't have that. You know what? Feints is a big thing in a fight. A lot of fighters don't use them.
Yeah, feints are good. I agree with that. Yeah, feints are really good. And Canelo's.
I don't think, unless I'm wrong, Marcus Brown used feints and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he did.
Does he?
He did. Yeah, he did.
It didn't work though.
But it didn't. No, but the reason why it didn't work was because Beterbiev took that away from him.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, but
very good fighter, man. I don't know. It's a hard one. It is hard because, like, Zakamo says, Imran, you can't compare GG to Beterbiev. I don't know why though.
Yeah, you can compare them. I think Beterbiev is arguably a bigger version of Golovkin, in my opinion, in many different ways.
Yeah, true. I agree with that.
Yeah. I don't know why can't we compare GGG to Beterbiev? Beterbiev was probably as good an amateur, if not better than GGG. Do
you see what I mean, Imran? By people just don't know who Beterbiev is, and yet they're coming on the chat saying, "Oh, for somebody to say you can't compare the two, they're pretty much there's loads of similarities. It's clear when somebody makes a comment like that, they haven't seen Beterbiev."
One thing with Triple G and Beterbiev, different things is that what I watched anyways in the last fight against Marcus Brown, he was a bit smothering his attack. He couldn't really find his range. If you go watch it back, he's land a few. When he gets close, he couldn't throw his punches. When someone like Triple G, he doesn't do that. He knows his range. Like we talk about range, you don't see Triple G smothering his own work. If you go look at Beterbiev, he does a lot of that.
I think Golovkin's got a better jab than Beterbiev. I think Golovkin's arguably got one of the best jabs in the sport. I had this argument with somebody who said Charlo did. Golovkin's definitely got one of the best jabs in the sport, and that's the reason why Golovkin doesn't smother his work, because he's got such an effective jab.
Yep.
So Charlo's got a good jab as well, but it's not Golovkin's is dangerous. Charlo's got a good jab, He's got a good jab.
Which Charlo? The 160 or 154?
No, the 161. But it's not in the same level as Golovkin's. No. Golovkin's jab's something else.
Yeah, it's painful, eh?
Hey guys, did you see that boxing episode when Jamal Charlo, Mike Tyson, and Paul Pierce?
I saw it. It was good. It was good.
It was good. It was funny, but man, Jamal Charlo, dude, that guy, like, he's capping too much, man. Like Tyson, I was thinking to myself that Tyson got a little bit embarrassed by him being a guest, because he caught him like lying too many times, or maybe not lying, like capping. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. like he didn't want to call anyone out, and he was asking like, why are you fighting the Mexican monster? And he didn't want to admit to that moniker per se. And he's asking, so hold on, if Canelo has an opponent and Benavidez doesn't, why do you fight Benavidez? And he goes, oh, because I'm waiting for Canelo. I was thinking, dude, what the hell? And Mike Tyson just got upset, started smoking marijuana instead. And it's like, it was funny, right? It was funny, but
yeah, Mike Tyson was sticking it on him, to be fair.
Yeah.
I liked it. Mike Tyson was telling him, listen, mate, you gotta fight, man. We can't be like, you gotta fight the other best guys. If you can't fight for Canelo, fight the Mexican monster. Mike Tyson wasn't happy. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson was basically frustrated that these guys don't fight each other.
Imran, there's a stat out there that Jamal Charlo has only fought 2 world champions and he's already 31 years old. I mean, come on, dude. Like former world champion or current or
see,
or
this is the problem when you're probably handsomely rewarded by PBC.
Yeah.
This is why there's no real urgency, no real rush to test yourself against other fighters. I mean, aside from Canelo, who else has got a very good resume at between 160 and 168? I would say even take out Golovkin and Canelo. Who's got a good resume at between 160 and 168?
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah, so they really need to fight each other then. And before long, you're going to end up with the same situation at lightweight.
Yeah, same. 135, same thing.
Yeah.
And there's no cash cow though at 135, really. I mean, I don't think Tank is a cash cow. He's only like generating 300,000 pay-per-view buys, which is not in comparison to Canelo, who's doing $1 million.
Yeah, you're right. Because I wouldn't put Lomachenko in the cash cow category either.
He hasn't been on pay-per-view, Ray, has he?
No, he hasn't. So I don't think. You see, I can't find a legit reason for these guys not fighting each other when they should be fighting each other, and that's probably what's frustrating the likes of Tyson, who was brought up on an era where the best fought the best, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening now.
Guys, I've just been on Twitter. And George Kambosos and Devin Haney. Guys, what's that noise in the background? Is that Ash? I don't know, some noise in the background. George Kambosos and Devin Haney looks like that they've offered Devin Haney they've offered him a contract. They've sent him an offer. Let's hope that fight gets done. I really hope that fight gets done because that's a good fight. But here's the thing: what I don't understand is that George Kambosos looked like he wanted Lomachenko more than Haney, Ray.
Yeah, because Lomachenko's a better fighter than Haney. So
I
that
get
showed
that,
me.
Don't you want to be undisputed?
Yeah, but also you want to take out. I mean, he wants the best names, and Lomachenko's a better name and a better fight than what Devin Haney is.
Is it more money,
look. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's more money or not because I'm not even too sure how much this fight's going to generate in Australia because although it'll probably be a stadium fight, Australia's not huge for boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's
Ray. I live in New Zealand. I gotta tell you that if Haney Kambosos happens, that will be a sellout, Ray. Because
yeah, but that doesn't mean that Australia is massive for boxing compared like the UK and America. It's not really big. It's not really big.
True,
I know you live in New Zealand, but it ain't.
They don't really have a lot of fighters.
Yeah, I know. Australia's not a big market. How many big fights you see in Australia?
But Ray, the pay-per-view will sell in Australia because there's not too many events that happen here. But when it does, because like for example, the supply is scarce, the demand will be high because there's not too many of these events. But when it does happen, whenever there's a big boxing card in Australia, they do sell in pay-per-view and in attendance too.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. But yeah, I think this is the next best thing for him. If you can't get Lomachenko, okay, go for Haney. At least Haney's bringing a belt, and I'm not too confident he would beat Lomachenko, but he would definitely beat Haney.
Yeah.
Definitely beat
Well,
Haney.
but Ray, I already consider Kambosos as undisputed because the WBC belt, Lomachenko really had that. So Tio beat Lomachenko, Kambosos beat Tio, so he really has it. I mean, it's not like Haney beat like the third ranked WBC fighter. He was just given that belt. So it's like I already consider him as undisputed.
I know he was given it via an email, and we'll call him an emailer champion, but I didn't call. If you had heard me earlier, you would have said that. You would have heard me say I didn't call Lopez undisputed, so I then can't call Kambosos Jr. undisputed. So I'm just keeping the same energy because Haney ended up having that WBC, so he needs to still earn it from Haney.
Yeah. I like that fight though, Haney Kambosos in Australia. Damn.
Yeah, I like it in Australia, and I think it'll be good for the Australians and for people in the Oceania region to have a big fight down there. And I think people will see just how good Kambosos Jr. really is.
I hope he doesn't get distracted. Like the last big fight here in Australia was that had an international star, both in their primes, was Fennec Azuma Nelson back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Both were in their primes. Like I can't count when Roy Jones came to Australia and Mosley came to Australia too, because they were already out of their primes. Like, I'm talking about both guys, in their primes. And because the fight was in Australia, there were too many distractions for Jeff Fennick, and hopefully that doesn't happen to George Kambosos. And also, there's a lot of Greek. Australia, yes. I think the second largest Greek population outside of Greece.
Yeah, there are a lot of Greeks in Australia.
Yeah, so I hope he gets himself focused. You know what I mean?
He looks the type that's always in shape, always training. I mean, the fight with Lopez was postponed so many times. It was with Triller. It wasn't with Triller, and he kept focused. He kept disciplined. I don't doubt his mindset. I don't doubt for 1 minute he will let himself get distracted. I would say he's probably got one of the best mindsets in his weight class. I probably have to give it to Loma because Loma's actually fighting a war. But Kambosos Jr. won't disappoint on that front. I can't
Is he fighting a war, right? I don't get how you're in the trenches and then all of a sudden, I want to fight Kambosos now. Like, I don't believe that, right? I don't think he's in the trenches, bro. I think it's more for like publicity. Because I don't know how you can fight.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for me, he might not be. At the end of the day, he's fighting for his country the same way Klitschko is. Both Klitschkos are, and other people from not just other Ukrainian fighters and other. I don't think he's just standing there, dressing up in a costume, taking photographs for the Instagram, and just pretending. I think he's out there. At the end of the day, he was in Greece. This situation in Ukraine got worse, and he went back. If he didn't want to be there, he would be out the country. I don't think for 1 minute, because people in Ukraine would call him out. So, yeah, from my opinion, I think he's out there on the front line firing shots. I don't think for 1 minute he's just doing it just for the Instagram.
I don't think he can be focused, Ray, Imran and Ash. Like,
of course he can't, because for these people, the country comes first. You know, you heard Usyk saying, the Joshua fight, he isn't even thinking about that. Yeah, Eddie Hearn's the one saying, it's definitely going to happen.
In June.
That's what Eddie Hearn says. But we haven't heard anything from Usyk's side to confirm that yet, have we?
Has it been announced?
Well, no. Eddie Hearn is saying that.
No. Eddie Hearn's saying that. But I don't think I don't think we've heard anything from Usyk's side to confirm that the fight's going on. We've got to appreciate that these guys are in a devastating situation, life or death situation. So the last thing on their mind is going to be on training camp. And I generally think these guys think they're going to be letting their countries down if they walk away and start a fight camp. So I think these guys will stay.
Guys, I want to go on,
Go on, Ash. Go on,
I just
Ash.
want to say about the upcoming fight, if you ain't spoke about it already. Spence Ugas is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a wicked fight.
Yeah.
What
I
you
like
guys think of
Ugas
that?
in that fight, Ash.
Say that again, Little Penny.
I like Ugas in that fight.
Do you?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
do.
Interesting. What makes you think?
Because I think Ugas can outbox Spence, right?
Okay.
Spence will be like coming forward all the time, and that fits well in Ugas's game plan because that's what he wants Spence to do. I don't know if like Spence will try to outbox him like what he did to Mikey Garcia, but that's not really Spence's game per se. And Ugas is a better boxer than Spence.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah, naturally. Because he comes from the Cuban background, and I don't know. And plus, there's too many unknowns for Spence. I don't know about his eye, man. Like, but he did look good though. I saw his Instagram post the other day. Man,
Yeah,
Spence,
ready.
he looks ready. He looks ripped and ready already.
He's always ready, man. To counteract that, I think Ugas is a good fighter, but he's a bit more. I don't know. One thing I remember, it is going to be very interesting because of his team. You know, Ismail Salas is a top coach. You know, he's gonna have a coach. He's gonna have a really good game plan. He's gonna have a really good game plan for this fight. But I think Errol Spence's jab, you know, his power, you know, his just being in front of Ugas for the whole fight. And I think he's the bigger guy. Yeah. I just think that I think he's gonna hurt. He's gonna hurt Ugas, and Ugas is gonna be on the back foot. I think.
I think I might be with Little Penny on this one. I just think Ugas. Okay. I think Ugas might. Even though I'm I'm a quite big Spence fan, but I think Ugas. I rate Ugas. I think he's a great fighter. I do. I think he's being a bit overlooked.
He got robbed against Porter.
I think Ugas is bigger than Spence.
But Imran, what you gotta remember is he's a counter puncher type of style. He's not, he's gonna be waiting to counter, and it's hard to counter Spence. I tell you.
You know what? The only thing is, I don't know if Ugas punches hard enough. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I don't know. Stephen, you're a big Spence fan. I know you. What do you think?
Man, I might be inclined to take Ugas in that fight.
Yo, everyone's going Ugas. What going here? Am I alone? Spence then?
Yeah, man.
Yo, Ray, you with me or what?
Yeah, I'm going Spence, man. Yeah.
Yeah, say that, man. Me and Ray and Spence.
I think Ugas is top draw. I do. I think he might beat Spence. I don't know on points. I feel.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But this is what I love about boxing. You've got different opinions on here, and this tells me this is going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
Because there's two great fighters in there.
This is what I'm gonna say.
But
this is what I'm gonna say, man. Okay. Go ahead.
Seconds. Ugas is a terrific boxer. I see what Little Penny's saying because of his footwork and because of his style and all that, but I don't think he's going to be able to sustain that against Spence, who's going to put a different kind of pressure on him. I think Spence will end up bullying him. I think Spence will be too physical for him.
Plus, people are looking at the Pacquiao performance. Remember, Pacquiao was 42. So,
Ash, no. I'm also referring it to when he fought Sean Porter, who he really beat.
Yeah, he did. I'm not going to argue that. I felt like he won that fight. But what you got to remember is Sean Porter is someone that's just he's a pressure fighter, and he tried to box. He played the wrong game plan. He tried to box Ugas, and obviously that's where Ugas came on top. But in this fight, I think you're right. You guys are right. Ugas is a what you call it. He's a live dog in there. He's not going to just get beat. But I just think because he's this counter puncher and he covers up a lot as well, like he puts his earmuff style. I think Spence will box him, and I think Errol Spence will fucking beat him up.
Ash, I think if Errol Spence didn't have that eye injury, I would favor Spence in this fight. But because he does, And I don't know how serious that is. Your eyes,
Ugas
man.
doesn't hit hard, man. Ugas doesn't hit hard. Who's Ugas knocked out?
Man,
I don't
if
think
I
he needs
could
to hit
just
that hard. I don't think he needs to hit
Go
that
on,
hard.
let Stephen in. We'll let Stephen in because you've been waiting.
Go on. Yeah, go on, Stephen.
okay, cool. I get to come on in, man. Nah, but here's the thing, though, man. This is what I think. I think that Ugas is underrated, and I think Ugas. A lot of people ain't checking Ugas out. Listen, man, Ugas can box. Ugas can box. He has all the tools to be a wounded. This Earl Spence is somebody that we ain't seen. I mean, how he's gonna perform is to be determined because of his eye injury. Come on in. His his eyes messed up.
Okay.
I just don't know, man.
Let me put it a different way.
And Ugas make sure.
Let me put it a different way. What does Ugas do better than Errol Spence? What has he got in his lockers better? What has he got? His legs better? Is his jab better? Is his
eyes are better.
His movement's better. His movement better.
You got to be able to shoot, man.
He's got better legs.
Yeah, his length, yeah.
Well, if you not to a lot of the people have better legs maybe than Errol Spence, but they don't beat him. That's not his style. He doesn't box around the ring like that.
That's true.
Who did he fight that had better legs than him?
But then you can say the same thing. Take Manny Pacquiao, 42-year-old lad. Who he fought that you think you're that confident he's going to be Errol Spence?
Ugas.
Who has Ugas fought minus Manny Pacquiao? We take that out because he's 42. I'm not going to count that. Besides that, who is he for minus Sean Porter? You can put it how you want to put Sean Porter. I'm not rating that highly anyway. But if you want to put Sean Porter, you can. Besides that, who is he for that you guys, Stephen, Little Pen, and yourself?
I think Porter was Spence's hardest fight.
Yeah, but that Spence was not that Porter was not the same Porter that fought Ugas. That was a much better Porter.
Huh?
Come on, man. You know that Porter that fought Errol Spence was the best Porter you've seen, and that's the best Porter I've seen. In that fight.
I don't know, man. I don't know, Stephen. What do you think?
I don't know about that. I mean, I think Porter's always been. He always shows up his best with every fight.
I say that.
I think Ugas handled Sean Porter with ease. It was a fairly easy fight to score, and I didn't see that with Earl Spence.
I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. But that goes to the same thing then. That it was a better Sean Porter, and he had a better game plan when he fought Errol Spence. Like I said before, he tried to box Ugas, and Ugas is a very terrific boxer. You can't outbox him. So he had the wrong game plan. But the fact of the matter is, Ugas won that fight easily because it was to his game plan. He didn't have no adversaries. He didn't have to, fight Sean Porter's fight. Errol Spence fought Sean Porter's fight and beat him. So that's the difference.
Hey Ash, I thought that Ugas beat Omar Figueroa, who was undefeated. I think that was on the Pacquiao Broner.
Oh yeah.
But come on, man. He's a contender at the end of the day. He's big top 5 welterweight. Easy.
That's him. I think he knocked him out, didn't he?
But he was undefeated there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
did he stop him? I think he stopped him.
If I'm not mistaken, Errol Spence is the only guy at welterweight who was stopping guys at that time. Every guy who was in was knocking them out. So
Errol Spence has stopped only Kell Brook. That's it. He ain't stopped anybody else.
He stopped Leonard Bundu. He stopped Peterson.
Dude, he stopped a lot of people.
He stopped their people.
Bundu was a gatekeeper at that point. He was about 50 years of age.
Okay, Lamont Peterson coming ready. He got stopped.
That was washed. Come on, Lamont Peterson.
Oh, come on, man. He wasn't washed. You seen the way he fought. Any other guy didn't have Errol Spence.
He was washed. But Lamont Peterson got beat by Lamont Peterson after that and got stopped by Sergey Lipnets.
Yeah, but remember this. Once you take them licks of a big guy, like remember Canelo, now gave Amir Khan licks. He wasn't the same. You telling me Peterson was the same after the beating of Errol Spence? Go watch
I don't
that
think
fight.
I don't think Peterson was the Peterson when he fought Errol Spence. I think Peterson was way past it.
But he still had some in him. No. Come on, man. Don't
Hey,
take
check
that.
that.
Come on. He wasn't like Amir Khan. He wasn't like Amir Khan against Cal Brook. That's past it.
He was.
No,
Go watch that fight.
maybe,
He was
I don't
bad.
agree with that. I've watched that fight. I've watched it.
He was bad. He
got
was
bad. No, he started off well, but
was Lamont Pearson the Lamont Pearson that fought Amir Khan?
No, but that's a different weight, isn't it? That's a 140.
No. But what I mean is, look at that Lamont Pearson.
What you got to remember is some fighters that say, for example, 10 years, say like that Lamont Peterson, right? If he thought, in another way, he could have improved because at 140, he was a good fighter, yeah. But in your eyes, you're saying he decreased, and when he came up, he was less of a fighter. But in some people's eyes, he could have improved.
No, I'm talking, Ash. I'm talking about the time. He fought Spence in 2018.
Yeah, what I'm saying
Pearson was washed at that point. Pearson was way past it.
What I'm saying is, if you watch the fight, yeah, in my opinion, he still tried to give a good fight. He wasn't like Amir Khan where he came in and just got battered more or less every round.
He did get battered.
No, but not for the first few rounds.
Did Peterson win the fight against Khan, Ash?
Yeah,
he got robbed. He didn't really win it, but he got robbed. Didn't Amir Khan got robbed?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to point out is the Peterson that fought Khan, that was a monster. That was a horrible fighter for anybody at that point.
Drug Peterson, you mean?
Yeah, but Imran, when he felt the power, that's why he lost because of the power. Errol Spence's power beat him, but that's like beat the fight out of him.
What power though? He didn't even drop him. Khan dropped Peterson in his prime couple of times.
He was beating him with that bad. Is the referee his own corner had to stop it because he's getting
no, because he was old. He was past it. That's why he wasn't the same fighter. Peterson in his prime. Peterson in his prime went the distance with Danny Garcia, and I thought he beat him. I thought he beat Danny Garcia.
I've never rated Danny Garcia.
Real talk, man.
No, Danny Garcia's pretty good.
I've never rated him. He's a good fighter, but you're making it out like he's Keith Thurman or something. Danny Garcia.
But Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman had a split decision. That was a close fight.
Yeah, but Keith Thurman had injuries coming off a back to a fight of Sean Porter. He just come fought Sean Porter and went straight into Danny Garcia.
And I thought Danny Garcia beat Sean Porter as well.
Yeah,
I thought he got unlucky in that fight.
He beat Matisse too. He
beat a prime Khan. He beat a prime Khan.
Yeah, prime Matisse.
The Lucas Matisse fight was a good win for Danny Garcia.
No, but here's the thing, Ash. Here's the thing. At that point, when he beat Khan was the man. At that point.
Let's go. Okay,
you have to give him that. He was the man at that point.
Ugas, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Has he always been a welterweight?
Yes. He's a natural welterweight.
So there you go. Then Errol Spence, regardless who's been, he's knocked out guys at welterweight. He's been knocking guys out. Who's he knocked out?
No, Errol Spence has only knocked one guy out at welterweight, and that's Kell Brook. He never knocked out anybody else at welterweight with a world level.
You're saying world level, man, but Ugas has only fought one guy at world level, which is Sean Porter.
No, he fought Pacquiao as well.
Yeah, but you're not going to count that. Come on.
No, but Pacquiao was still a good fighter at that point. Are we saying Pacquiao wasn't even world level?
That Pacquiao was like a 2-3 out of 10 of a Pacquiao that he was. That wasn't a Pacquiao.
No, I get that. I get your point. But was Pacquiao not world level? Are you saying that Pacquiao wouldn't have given any world level fighter a fight?
No. I agree with that. He was world level at the end. At the top 10.
So, hang on. What are you guys debating about? Whether or not Errol Spence has got power or not? Is that what it is?
No. I was debating the fact that Errol Spence stopped Lamont Pearson, and I was saying Lamont Pearson was washed at that point. So that's not a fight that you can really judge his power of because Pearson was washed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which I would agree with.
But what I'm trying to argue Imran is like the way Imran is saying is like Peterson was that washed that he shouldn't have been in there. He wasn't that bad.
No, he shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been. He was bad. He was honestly, Ash. He was bad.
I don't agree.
He was bad. Go watch Pearson's fights early on in his career.
Maybe I ain't watched too much.
Go watch that fight. I don't think he should have been in there with Spence. He was bad. And in the next fight, he got totally battered by Sergey Lipnets, who isn't a quarter of the fight as Spence is.
But Imran, that Peterson Spence fight, I thought Peterson gave him I thought he was good.
He was. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
but I did think that Peterson was a little flushed, and he's not really a welterweight. He's more of a super lightweight. You know what I mean? But he did give a good
one that
He
fought
wasn't
Amir
watching, man.
Khan.
He
The
wasn't
one, the
watching.
Peterson that fought Amir Khan gives Spence a hard fight. I'm not saying he beats him, but he gives Spence a very hard fight.
He was on drugs, wasn't he?
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you
He was
something.
on
Then
drugs, wasn't he?
the Errol Spence that fought Cal Brook would knock Ugas out. So what's the difference?
Errol Spence that fought Kell Brook
would knock Ugas out. Yes, he would.
I don't know.
Hey, can I squeeze in here real quick?
Go on, Stephen. Go on, Stephen.
This is good, man. I like this. Okay, let me say something, man. I mean, Lamont Peters, whenever they fought, salute, man, salute. Whenever they fought, man, Lamont Peterson was kind of washed. He was kind of washed, but he was still a gangster. He was still a gangster, man. Yeah. And I ain't never seen nobody stop Lamont Peterson like the boy Earl Spence did. Earl Spence put them things on him, and he hurt him real bad.
Beat the brakes off him, man.
Both of they camps know each other. And that was a mercy stopping. So I'm not gonna say that. I'll just say, like, with this fight, it's too many unknowns about Earl Spence. Earl Spence, his eyes damaged. I don't know. I just can't in good confidence take Earl Spence over Ugas. Ugas is
Stephen, can he make 147 still, Spence?
Oh, it's gonna be hard. Well, I think it's gonna be hard for him to do, man. He been struggling. He talking about going up to 154. So I don't know.
Winning football makes a point. Little Penny, look at this. Thanks for the super chat. He says, when Spence started to have VADA, this chaos stopped.
Come on, Imran. You want me to put that in there? You want to
I never put that in there. So one of the subs said, when Spence started to have VADA, this chaos stopped.
Yeah, but how many other fighters have? Let's talk Keith Thurman then. Keith Thurman, as soon as he upped his level of opposition, he's stopped as well. So you telling me he's taking drugs?
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's a level of opposition.
I don't think Spence is a knockout.
Level of opposition, mate.
It's a level of opposition. Yeah. The tougher the opponents, it becomes harder to knock them out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But Spence isn't a knockout artist. I don't see him stopping.
Nobody hits hard though, man. He hits hard.
No, he does.
He's a hard puncher.
I don't think he knocks Ugas out though.
Errol Spence is one of the fighters that is enrolled with the WBC all year round testing. So that's something that
I tell you what, I ain't trying to get by him.
Anyway, I think you guys should let Zachamo in because he's just jumped on. So give him a chat. Give him a chance.
Yeah, Zachamo, what's going on, man?
Gentlemen, greetings, man. Lil Penny, I can see a face now behind the logo. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, bro, love the pool, man. I didn't know you were a wealthy guy.
I'm not. It's not my pool. I'm borrowing the neighbor's pool.
Okay.
So what's going on, guys? Hey, man. I want to get with Eamon on this, brother, and Rad or Ray saying that I don't know anything about Beterbiev. Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't think you do. I'm gonna say it to you now. I don't think you do. So yeah, let's have it.
Well, look, I know who Beterbiev is exactly. He's a great fighter, but I mean, when you're comparing Beterbiev to Golovkin, I don't see it. It's Golovkin's a much skilled fighter. Not only that, but I mean defensively, and he's also his durability. He's proven to have a chin, and Beterbiev does not. I think he's a slower fighter than Golovkin as well. So I don't really see how you can even compare. I mean, the style, probably the pressure fighting style, maybe, yeah, you can compare it that way. But I really think Golovkin is a level higher than Beterbiev.
In what way does Beterbiev not have a chin?
Well, he has a chin, but he's not as durable as Golovkin. He can get hurt, and he's proven it. It's been proven. Sorry.
Okay, proven when?
He got dropped, right?
He's been knocked down.
Dropped and not hurt, you know.
I don't know. I'm not seeing it, but I did hear you got dropped.
I'm just saying. I know he was dropped. Yeah, but he then come back to wipe Callum Johnson out. If he was hurt, he wouldn't have had the legs to do that. I just think that people are reading too much into the fact that Beterbiev did get dropped, and all of a sudden he's chinny. He's not this.
Maybe he's not chinny, but Golovkin is not getting dropped. Full stop.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I ain't never seen
Beterbiev still brings skill to the game. Beterbiev isn't some plodding, come forward fighter that throws punches every 6 months. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are talking about Beterbiev like to see Mill turn quicker. It's not the case.
A bit robotic, though.
He's not that slow, man. Come on, he's not that slow.
He's not slow, right? But yeah, he's a bit robotic, man.
He's slow because he's in the light heavyweight division.
He's not a zurdo, though.
The thing is, definitely not. He hits so hard, he puts you off rhythm, he resets you, right? And when he hits and he lands clean, you stay hit because you're shook from being hit that hard. He stops people from moving. Yeah. That's what Beterbiev does. He does those subtle things, and I think people are giving him the respect he deserves for that.
Ray, do you think Bivol beats Beterbiev or no?
No, I think Beterbiev wins that fight.
Beating Beterbiev. But yeah, I think that's 50-50 because Bivol's got the speed, the quicker hands, the quicker feet. Beterbiev's a beautiful boxer. Bivol's a beautiful boxer. Bivol could outbox him. Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. Definitely.
Right, and right. And then when I say that Bivol can be Beterbiev, everybody in the chat get on my head. Well, why y'all do me like that?
I'm with you. I agree with you, brother. I'm with you there.
Steven, bro, you know I love you, but you said Anthony Yarde can clean 175. Come on, man.
That exactly. That's one thing though. Yarde being.
Let me say this, man. Let me say this. Okay, this is the brass tacks on it. Okay. I'm not saying that Anthony Yarde is gonna clean that 175, but I'm saying potentially if that dude is on, man. I don't see what y'all don't see about Anthony Yarde, man.
Yeah, because when Yarde is in his prime, these guys that we're talking about, then they won't be in their primes anymore. I know what you're saying, Stephen.
I would argue, and I would say Anthony Yarde is technically at his prime right now. I don't think Anthony Yarde's going to get much better than what he's at now.
Ray.
Yeah.
Also, Imran, I think he was very clear about the reasons why he feels that Beterbiev, he feels highly about Beterbiev because of the Gosvick fight, correct, Imran?
Yeah.
He fought, but I don't really think that can't even pronounce his name. Bostic, yes. I mean, Bostic wasn't really fighting the fight with Beterbiev. The way Bostic fought Stevenson wasn't the same as he fought Beterbiev. Don't you agree? Yes. He fought Beterbiev scared. He fought Beterbiev on his toes the whole fight. He wasn't going in. He wasn't. He wasn't putting his feet flat, going in and loading on those punches like he did with,
isn't it?
With Adonis.
Listen,
go ahead.
Listen. Why would you? Where I come from, when you learn boxing, you're always told don't punch with a puncher. Do you understand? So if you're fighting a puncher, why would you go toe to toe with a puncher when you were not a puncher?
Well, he did go toe to toe with Stevenson. That's my thing. He wasn't. He was scared. He was fighting scared against Beterbiev. That's what my point
is. He's a different type of puncher. You know,
he's a harder puncher than Beterbiev. You don't agree?
I'd agree. One punch.
I mean, come on.
One punch power. I'd agree. Okay. One punch. One punch power. But it's different. Beterbiev is a pressure fighter. He's on top of you all the time. But Stevenson can crack. Stevenson looks
looks for the big left hand. Beterbiev can hit you from any. He can knock you down with anything.
I'd agree. Yeah,
right. The way I see it, Ray, this is the way I see it.
Wilder's right hand.
Yes,
The
exactly.
left hand.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's like a light heavy. Well, he was a light heavyweight version of Deontay Wilder, but he's just looking for the big left hand.
I feel like Stevenson had a better delivery system. Stevenson could set that left hand up much better. He was more
could I
now, do you guys?
Yeah.
You guys remember the fight Bivol against Joe Smith, right? Do you see how beautiful the Bivol was fighting, how he was moving? His footwork was amazing. He was instantly changing, alternating from finding his feet to getting on his toes. Every time he delivered, every time he engaged Joe Smith, he was putting his feet flat on the ground to punch him with power. That's the same way Bivol fought Joe Smith is the same Bostic fought Stevenson. That's the same way. That's the same way that he should have fought Beterbiev. Bostic hurt Stevenson a couple times. The same way with that straight, right? The way he was hurting and knocked down Stevenson in that fight is the same punch that was that Beterbiev was getting hit with, except that he wasn't planting his feet on the ground. Do you see what I'm saying? He fought a whole different fight because he gave Beterbiev a lot of respect, too much respect, and I think part of that is because of his loss, the way he got TKO'd by Beterbiev in the amateurs, and it was mental for Bostic. He didn't want to engage. If he would have done that, I think he would have done so much better. And another thing is that I don't think Bostic was a warrior that everybody thinks he is. I mean, by the 10th round on both fights, he was gassing out. He was giving out. He gave out against Beterbiev. He gave out. He went down on his knees. He wasn't hurt. He was gassed out. I mean, you can argue that he was, the body work from Beterbiev is what did that, but he did the same thing with Stevenson in the 10th round before he knocked out Stevenson in the 11th. You remember those fouls. Does that make sense?
Hey, Zakama, how does Canelo beat Bivol? Can you break it down?
How does Canelo beat? I think body shots. Body shots. He's going to go in there, and just like Joe Smith, the way Bivol wasn't seeing those overhands, that was very, very telling for me, because I don't think Bivol's reflexes are all there. And the reasons why he's mainly why he's winning the fights he's been winning is because of his great footwork. But I think he's gonna get caught eventually, Bivol. If he doesn't get caught early on, maybe later on, but he may get KO'd. If he doesn't get KO'd, I mean Canelo's gonna get a decision. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna get KO'd.
Well, see,
Bivol,
this
in the later rounds.
See, this is the thing right now. I think Bivol and his training team, they need to be putting together a game plan to circumvent the body attack, because we know for sure that Canelo is gonna go to that body. He's gonna try to go to that body. And I wanted to say something earlier. I mean, I want to address something earlier. I think it's important for us to establish power and designate because there's two different types of power. You have the one here, the quitter power, like Canelo got, Davis got, who else? Javante, like a lot of them guys get. And then you got the long, hard hitting, the cumulative damage, the David Morrell's, like Benavidez, Spence. They wear you down, and it's a cumulative effect. So whenever we talk about power, I think it's important that we don't, because if you try to assign Canelo the same type of power that Errol Spence got, you kind of doing them a disservice. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we can better match fights up, and we kind of get a little bit more accurate in this designating the power.
And Steven, and that's another thing. And back to Little Penny's question. And another thing that I think Canelo, what Bivol's not gonna be able to do is plant his feet to fight. I mean, he's not gonna be able to do that. He's not gonna want to do that. This is the way Canelo notifies everyone. He can't do what they're special at doing. See what I mean? He will not be able to. He's not gonna want to plant his feet to fight Canelo with power. So he's gonna be on his feet. He's gonna be using his footwork. And I think Bivol this time he's gonna probably be fighting Bostic's fight against Beterbiev. He's just gonna be on his toes. He's not gonna want to plant his feet. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Well, with Canelo and Bivol, we got to see how Bivol's gonna be able to absorb his power. That's yet to be determined.
Yeah, he's. I think it's gonna be similar to Caliplant. He's gonna get his body work in there early on, and I don't think Bivol has the reflex, the defense, some of the defensive skills that Plant has, and he's gonna get caught, man. Just look at Joe Smith. Joe Smith is not the fastest boxer, and he was getting caught with every overhand.
Bivol's a better boxer than Caleb Plant.
Yeah, but I'm talking defensively. You don't agree, Ray?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
No.
What do you guys think? Imran, what do you think?
What do I think
Little
about
Penny.
Bivol and Caleb Plant? I think you know what? I think Bivol. I think Caleb Plant is a very defensive fighter. He's very, very defensive, and he was quite negative against Canelo. But I can't blame him. You know, he didn't really have much power. He couldn't really keep Canelo off, and he can't go toe to toe with him, or he can't open up. Otherwise, Canelo's got really fast hands, and he would have countered him with something, hit him hard.
But man, he was that poor against that guy. Is it Techie? What's he called?
Utsakatsi.
Yeah, Utsakatsi. Yeah, I can't pronounce his. He was that poor against him, you know. And I think I've not seen Bivol tag that many times to say he's poor defensively.
Yeah, I agree with Zakama. I think it'll be like Plant, like the Plant fight, but it will last longer. And I don't think Bivol will start saying, "Oh, do you respect me now?" Or like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't really think Bivol really talks a lot, though. Bivol's these Eastern Europeans don't talk a lot. They're very cool, calm.
They're all business, man.
Yeah, they're all
I like Bivol. Yeah, I love Bivol.
They eat raw deer and stuff like that. Like, what's his name? Like Ruslan Provodnikov, man. They just do crazy things, dude. Like they're like
look at that Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're just built differently.
Then you could just say whatever.
But Imran, I think Canelo is just too fast. He won't be as fast anymore because he's at 175.
Those fast hands.
Yeah.
Right, Lil Penny, and that was another point where everybody's saying that. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hearing. Okay. That's another point. Everybody's saying that Canelo's gonna be slower. 175, comparing the fight against Kovalev, but we seem to forget that Canelo was even a fresh 160. You know, when he went up to face Kovalev, all that weight extra. I mean, he wasn't acclimated at 168. He wasn't really acclimated at 160. I don't know if you guys agree on this, but now that he is a 168 pounder acclimated, more time fighting at 168 than he was fighting at 160 when he went up before he went up to face Kovalev. It's gonna be a whole different scenario, going up just a few pounds from 168 to 175. I mean, that's another angle that I don't think you guys are taking into account, or am I wrong? I don't know. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about that? I think his speed is gonna show this time even better than when he fought Kovalev. And Kovalev is a whole different.
He'd be more used to fighting at 12-7 than
extra weight. Yes.
Of course, but he's fighting against a quicker opponent than Kovalev.
You think Beterbiev? I mean, Bivol, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Bivol's quicker than what Kovalev was, and Kovalev is still giving.
But I think the
Kovalev was still giving Canelo some problems.
But wouldn't you agree that maybe Kovalev was a little bit faster, his reaction speed than Bivol is? If you go back and look at his past fights,
at that time when he fought Canelo, no.
He was washed, dude. I reckon.
I think because you got to remember, you just come off the long camp against Anthony Yard.
Mm-hmm.
He was tired. It was back-to-back camps, and I know he's going to cruiserweight now, but Sergey Kovalev was at the tail end of his career then. So
that Venezuelan guy, Ray, that he fought, remember?
He had those. Elanda, he's from. Was he not Colombian? Alvarez, yeah, Elanda Alvarez, yeah.
He knocked him out, knocked him down.
Yeah, he got
knocked out, didn't he?
And then he beat him in a rematch. And then he had the Anthony Yard fight, and then back to back Kovalev. You see, that's the reason why Canelo fought him straight after the Yard fight.
He fought Andre Ward too before that.
Okay,
twice.
Yeah, twice. But you got to give credit to Canelo though, because Canelo knocked him out. So
I still think for Canelo's fast hands, even at 175, then I think Kovalev, regardless of what people think he was washed up or whatever, his reaction speed defensively was really really good on Kovalev's side, and I think Bivol, comparing against Kovalev, I think Kovalev it's probably a little bit better defensively, reflex wise than Bivol.
Hey, Zach,
but that's just my thoughts.
Hey Zach, I don't think Canelo should go up to the full 175 limit because he needs to maintain his speed. Kind of like when Pacquiao fought at 147, he never really went up. I don't think he ever reached 147. I think he was always in the 144,
few pounds less. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wants to maintain his speed, and even though he's not big, his skill set is good enough to beat these welterweights. Same thing with Canelo. I don't think Canelo needs to go up to 173 or 174. His skill set is good enough to beat these light heavyweights.
But if he's gonna go up to fight Makabu, if that's the plan, right in December, he's got to move up in some way. Well, but then he's got to come back down if he's going to face Golovkin. I don't think that's going to happen, really, even though it's signed. Dude, that I just don't see it.
September, bro, and then the December fight might be Makabu.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So he's going up to 175, and then go back to come down to 168, and then go back up to cruiserweight. Yeah, that's crazy.
And dude, he has to come back again to maybe fight Beterbiev at 175. He shouldn't. I don't know if he should do that.
End up like Roy Jones. I'm hearing Eddie Hearn wants him to fight in the UK in December. That's what I heard.
And you know what? I'm seeing the pattern. He's doing the same thing he did at 160. Remember, he went up to test himself over with Fielding. Then came back down and face Golovkin. Then went up to 175 for Kovalev, and then came back down to face Jacobs, right? And then 168. He's doing the 175 now, 168, and then he's gonna do 200 pounds. It's just ridiculous, man. How is he not top grade, man? I mean, that's
he's doing that
incredible.
What Manny Pacquiao did, and Henry Armstrong.
You've said it. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, a few times. It's amazing. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be better than Pacquiao, but man, he's gonna be close.
Yeah. See, Zach, the difference is when Pac was doing that up and down, he was fighting a lot of like household names like Hatton, De La Hoya, Cotto, but he was never undisputed at those weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Canelo is at 168 and maybe at 175. So it's kind of comparable, like, you know, because to me, I think undisputed means something.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, and I think for whatever, what were the reasons why Pacquiao couldn't? Was that the politics that he couldn't actually get up through all the belts?
No, at that time, Zach, it was more about being a lineal champ.
I don't think I don't think Mayweather and Pacquiao were too bothered about being undisputed as compared to the fighters are today. But
what do you guys think? You think Canelo? Sorry,
right.
sorry, Milton.
Yeah, sorry, Ray. I don't think Canelo or Pacquiao was ever undisputed at any weight class, right?
You mean Mayweather?
Yeah, Mayweather and Pacquiao. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Undisputed.
Yeah, I know that's what I said. I don't think they were too interested in it. You know, if you hear Mayweather give interviews now, and then he never spoke about, I've got a desire to be undisputed.
Pacquiao.
Yeah,
but Pacquiao was lineal champ in 5 different weight classes. I think Mayweather was 3. I think that meant more to that title meant the Ring magazine.
Yeah,
which is the lineal.
The Ring magazine.
I think that meant more to them than being undisputed.
Yeah, Pacquiao was eight divisions. No, did you say 5?
No, it was lineal in 5.
No, linear. Yes.
Yeah, linear. Yeah.
That's
linear.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's just that's incredible, and everybody has their own history too. I mean, it's so hard to put one great, in a number one spot when everybody has a written history in a different way.
That's why I don't know, like who they faced. That's what I've always said. You've got to look at the resumes, and that's the thing. I love Canelo, but what he doesn't have is that great dance partner that the likes of Mayweather had. Pacquiao
what about Triple G?
But he's doing something different though.
G, and that's it. And these guys like Pacquiao, I mean, you've named some of them, Little Penny.
Jacob's a great fight too. I mean, look at all the fights, elite fights that Jacobs had alone. I mean, that's a great win for him.
Jacobs had some good fighters, but I wouldn't put Jacobs in the same category that you would put. Like, okay, so would you compare Jacobs' resume to what Oscar De La Hoya had? If you're going to compare what Mayweather had,
and Lara, what about Lara, Cotto?
Cotto was on the pound for pound list. Cotto at one point was on the pound for pound list, but Danny Jacobs was never on the pound for pound list when he fought Canelo.
I think Lara was, right?
I don't think Lara was. No.
Oh, okay.
Lara wasn't?
No, not when he fought Canelo.
Right?
No.
Okay.
No, Lara was on the pound for pound list.
When he fought Canelo.
And Trout. What about Trout?
Trout was never.
I'll look into it.
Comparing. What you gotta remember is when you look at Canelo's record, you gotta pick and choose. Look there. You can just, when you look at Manny Pacquiao's record, you can just name them off one after another, and then you can just Marco Barrera, Morales. You can go on and on and on and on. But when you're looking at Canelo, this guy, he's had 50 fights and he's still picking and choosing which one you gotta pick as you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the point I'm making, Ash. You know, Canelo's the names on his resume don't jump out at you like on
Ash Ray. I think some of Canelo's opponents, their careers haven't finished yet, so we can't say.
But they've hit the ceiling though.
And that was
hit the ceiling. They've hit the ceiling.
Controlled the 160 division, and then.
But who's in that division?
Mayweather,
right?
He's before he fought Ricky Hatton. He'd still had a resume full of quality fighters. So,
but Ray, Jose Luis Castillo and Diego Corrales, they're good fighters, but they're not all time. They're not Barrera, Morales, or Marquez or anything. They're not on that level.
No, but then he's had other fighters on his resume, which are.
Yeah, but Mayweather. Yeah, Mayweather has a lot of asterisks, my friend. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I always see boxing as in, what the historians are going to want to talk about. Who are they going to want to talk about? Who the fighters that actually who they fought, how they fought them. Do you think Mayweather is going to be an interesting topic to talk about when maybe a historian has maybe just a 30 minute time gap and maybe 2 minutes of those 30 minutes to talk about somebody? You think Mayweather is going to be more interesting than or Canelo? When they want to talk about it?
I reckon
Mayweather
history will be kinder to Pacquiao than to Mayweather in like 50 years' time.
Oh yeah.
Zach, the reason why I say that is because Mayweather beat Pacquiao, right? And if you ask a Mayweather fan who's Mayweather's best win, they always say, the Corrales fight or at 130 or the Canelo fight at 154. They never mention that Pacquiao fight. You know why? Because it's 5 years too late. right? And Pacquiao has already achieved more than Mayweather. So that's the reason why I think that history will be kinder to Pacquiao because he achieved more. And that fight,
100%.
like kind of like with the Kell Brook fight, even though Brook beat Khan, in 50 years' time, people will remember Amir Khan more because he achieved.
Oh yeah, and like let's say Canelo goes up and he becomes undisputed 175. He beats Makabu. It's very likely for Canelo to come down to 175, maybe defend or maybe fight Beterbiev, and then go back to 175 to finish up with whoever's next to fight once he's done with 175 and 168. Do you think that can possibly happen? I mean, why not? If he retiring at cruiserweight, I mean, what would even if that doesn't happen, but he beats Makabu, just one belt, and he's undisputed 175, 168. Where will he be? Where will he be at, Canelo? And what if he is to beat everybody at cruiserweight, get all the belts at cruiserweight as well? What do you guys think about all this scenario?
It's hard for Canelo because Canelo hasn't got the competition that
exactly.
Mayweather
and Little Penny's asked me this question before, and
going up and down like crazy.
Me, I don't think, and I've said it before, and I've commented on Imran's videos. Just because he's undisputed at 168, let's just say he's undisputed at 175.
He's a 5'8" from 154 up to 200 pounds.
That doesn't necessarily mean for me it becomes greater than what Mayweather has achieved or greater than what Pacquiao's achieved, because they fought better opponents.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Right. Say he beats Beterbiev, Bivol, and then goes up to cruiserweight and beats Makabu.
Right, but these aren't strong. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
At 68, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah. The thing is, he goes back to 175, beats, say, Benavidez. He beats Jamal Charlo. Man, that's a pretty good resume, Ray. I mean,
it's not in the same class.
Nobody's done it.
Mayweather and Pacquiao. It doesn't matter if no one's done it. It's like, nobody's become undisputed at 154 before.
The difference is,
if Jamal Charlo does it, I'm going to call him an all-time great.
Can I say one thing?
Don't have any asterisks. Whereas with Floyd, he had a lot of asterisks.
Plenty.
Yeah, whereas those fights, those scenarios we're talking about, those aren't asterisks, right?
Yeah, but the competition isn't so you're telling me, because people will ask who's he fought, and you're going to tell me Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant.
Yeah, but Caleb Plant's career is not finished yet, right? Like
Callum Smith.
Imran, don't cut that transmission, okay?
Callum Smith.
Let us speak.
And Makabu. I mean, for me, Makabu's clearly the weakest out the guys at cruiserweight. So although he's only 5'9", he's got to put a lot of weight. For me, it's the same as when Roy Jones goes up to heavyweight to beat John Ruiz Jr.
Ruiz, right? Yeah.
Yeah, who beat John Ruiz?
Yeah,
like
but I mean,
he won a heavyweight title. Yeah, but he beat Valuev.
And he was done after that. But
that's a difference.
What? When you compare,
now Canelo is 5'7.5". He's 5'7.5". He came up from 154, 150. He's come up all the way from 150. A short little dude up to 200 pounds.
Than that, man.
That's
he came up from welterweight. Welterweight.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just ridiculous. I mean, what he's doing is ridiculous for his size. It's never happened. It probably will never happen again. It's just we got to look at all those angles too. I mean, the guy's a very small dude for what he's doing. Nobody would even. Charlo's not doing it, and he's 6 foot tall. He can put some pounds. He can put some pounds up there and try to go all the way up to 175 and maybe have issues that Canelo's having.
Well, what Canelo is doing? Say he fights Makabu at cruiserweight, even though Makabu is the weakest of the cruiserweights. it's still a risk for Canelo to go up in weight. It's not because Mayweather didn't go up to 160 and say beat the weakest of the 160 because he knew that it was too big for him. Whereas with Canelo, he knows he's not a cruiserweight. He's not even a light heavyweight, really. But the fact that he's going there to fight a champion, I'll have to give him a little bit of credit on that, Ray.
Canelo's even shorter when the fight's lined up because we don't know that fight's going to happen yet.
Right, and Canelo's even short for welterweight. If you look at it,
you can't compare him to Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Not now, and no, but no. The scenario was, what if?
No, the thing is,
what if
Canelo?
Canelo?
What I was to say was, when you're comparing him, you're saying he's going to go up to light heavyweight and fight Mukabu, right? Can you just imagine that? Whatever it is. What can you imagine now? How small Manny Pacquiao is, and he was fighting at 154 against Antonio Margarito. He didn't. That was his ceiling. He went up to 154, and he fought Margarito. So when you talk about Canelo going to his ceiling,
Margarito's big guy. Yeah,
you can't compare, mate. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
And not only that, the way he finished the fights too.
He needs to go up to his ceiling, which is maybe cruiserweight, whatever you're saying, and then fight the best or top guy. No, maybe not the best, but a top guy there. Then you can say, okay, he's done something, challenged himself.
Yeah, but Mukabu's not a top guy.
Ash, Mukabu is not like a dangerous guy.
For me, he needs to fight Lawrence Okoli.
That's just another fight, then, isn't it?
Or Usyk. Exactly. That's the point I'm making, Ash.
That's asking Manny Pacquiao at that time to fight someone who was like, say, who was the best at 154 at that time.
I don't know.
So essentially,
he was one of them.
So essentially, what you're saying is it's titles, not the opponents.
Let me tell you.
No, but Ash, Ray is saying that he should Canelo should fight Okoli. So that's saying Pacquiao. You fight Sergio Martinez at 154. Man, that's too much, bro.
No,
that's
a possibility, though.
That's what I'm judging.
Mukabu was not on the Margarito level, though. Antonio Margarito was a good fighter. He wasn't like, who's Mukabu? Mukabu's a nobody.
But he's a champion, though.
Yeah, but this era, innit? Everyone's a champion.
Yeah.
What if he goes up to fight Mukabu?
What me and Ash is saying is, let's just say there was a unification between Okoli and Mukabu, and Okoli won that fight. Do you think he'll step up the cruiserweight?
I think so. I think.
You see what I'm trying to say now, little Benny? You see what I'm trying to say? It makes sense. Because as soon as Mukabu loses that WBC belt, Canelo's not stepping up the cruiserweight, is he? Yes or no? Is he stepping up the cruiserweight?
He might once he's done with 175.
Is he stepping up the cruiserweight if he loses?
But that's asking if
when you're comparing,
that's negative. You're negative,
there you go,
brother. You're negative, bro.
You can't compare, man. You can't compare.
You know what? I love Canelo, but
you can't
you don't.
Go on, little Penny. I'll let you.
But that's asking if
Sergio
Martinez was at 154 at the time, if Sergio Martinez beat Paul Williams, right, or vice versa, if Paul Williams beat Sergio Martinez, will Manny Pacquiao go up to 154 and fight the winner of those two? He won't.
No, but that was his ceiling. But he fought a top guy, though. Antonio Margarito. Go back and look. Antonio Margarito was a top guy at that weight. He wasn't a contender or anything. He was. I'm sure he even had a belt. They were fighting for a belt. So Antonio Margarito, if I go back, I have to check it, but he had a belt. I'm sure he did. So when you're talking about him going to his ceiling, that was Manny Pacquiao's ceiling. After that fight, he said, "Look, this is too much weight." I asked him, "Do you want to defend it?" He goes, "Nah, give it back to whoever you want to give it to," because he just about got through that fight. Because that guy was mountains bigger than him. You go look at that fight. But the point I'm making was when you're trying to compare Canelo to say Pacquiao, and that you can't, because if he's going up that high, he needs to fight at his ceiling, one of the top guys, and Mukabu's not it. So you
I think Little Penny, I think we had this conversation, right? I think it's pretty hard for Canelo to be compared to Pacquiao. I mean, Pacquiao's accomplished so much, but the question is, what if Canelo is to become undisputed in 3 weight divisions and even face Okoli, if that's if he's planning on going up and retire, okay, at 175 and actually fight at 175 and call it quits after he's done. What if he does that?
Why didn't he be undisputed at 160 then when he was down there?
Oh, here we go again with that. Jesus Christ. Here we go with that. Man, we're looking into nonsense now. It's just crazy.
I'm just giving you some
Come
facts.
on.
He's at 160.
That's not even a
and
fact.
he went up.
That is bullshit.
Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather never did that. I can't remember them doing that.
Those are not facts.
Yeah, it is. Why is he then?
But Ash, wasn't he the lineal champ at 160 because he beat Lara? And
He's a linear champion at 160.
Look,
he
you all
beat
watch
Cotto.
boxing, yeah?
Cotto was a
You
linear champion,
whatever,
and
yeah?
he's a linear now
Boxing.
175.
When the man that runs middleweight division is there calling your name and you don't want to fight him and you give your belt up, says everything. It doesn't matter if you fight him 5 years later or 3 years later.
He was gonna fight Dervyachenko. He was the belt was
and Golovkin said, "I want the fight." He was the man knocking everyone out. Everyone knew he's the man. And what happened?
Ash,
Canelo
I think you've heard this before.
68 something or what? I don't know what he did. So unless am I wrong, Ray?
No,
Ash.
no, not at all.
Ash,
I do listen. I mean, I can see where the boys are coming from in the sense that what Canelo's achieving is unheard of. But I do think there's a lot of what ifs, like what if he cleans up at 175, what if he cleans up at 200 pounds, and he's still got a long way to do.
Right. Yeah, Ash. But back to your point, and Ray. I mean, you guys have. I'm pretty sure you're aligned with it, with the same reasoning of the 160-pound question. Now, Canelo was going to fight Dervyachenko, right? He was under the banner of Oscar de la Hoya, correct? He was doing all the negotiations. He ended up getting stripped out of that belt. So why would he stick around and dealing with all that mess? I mean, he was already having the issues with Oscar de la Hoya. If you wanted to fight for legacy and go up in weight, he goes up and fights Rocky Fielding, test himself there, then go back down and then just keep doing what he's doing now. But I mean, am I wrong? I mean, those are facts. De La Hoya was.
The matter is, he avoided the fight because Golovkin was dangerous, and he didn't want to take that risk at the time, and he didn't take the fight because Canelo fights who he wants to fight. Don't get twisted. He's the face of boxing. He fights who he wants to fight. Yeah. So when
you're hating on Canelo.
Another thing is, Mexican fans would have forgiven him if he didn't fight Golovkin. That's why he fought him. He was forced to fight him. That's why he came back to fight him.
No, Penny, can you believe this, man? Come on.
The same way Andre Ward was forced out of division and had to go up to fight Kovalev because he wasn't getting any fights.
Sorry. At 160, Canelo was already the man because he beat Cotto, because Cotto was a lineal champ, right? Because he beat Martinez. But the real man at 160 was Golovkin, right? And he did fight him twice. I do agree that
I'm on about the time, man. I didn't say he didn't fight him. We all know
it was not a Mayweather. You can't compare the Mayweather Pacquiao going off 5-6 years over. They fought at the right time.
He clearly lost the first fight against Golovkin. And
I agree with that.
I don't think so.
And then his second fight, I'd say I edge it to him because of his his punch output and stuff. So he was
you have to watch that. You have to watch the first fight in slow motion.
Watch it, mate.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
The punches is getting pounded up on the ropes. You forgot about
that. No, man, sweet science, man. Canelo won that fight with a sweet science, pure sweet science, and then he taught a whole different style in the second fight. And he taught us everyone what he can do. He can fight in different styles.
But then he had to do it again. He won with sweet science, but he had to do it again. Yeah.
Ash, I do agree with you. I think Triple G won the first fight.
You know when you win with sweet, Leah Penny. You know when you win with sweet science, you don't need to do it again.
Sorry, say it again.
Really, when you win a fight by sweet science, like your mate said down there, you don't need to do a rematch because everyone knows you won. If that was sweet science, you didn't need to rematch Golovkin.
Ash, I think the rematch.
That doesn't make sense. But anyways, I agree to disagree.
That first fight could have gone either way. You know, I thought the rematch needed to happen. And Canelo, this is where I give Canelo credit. Everyone was saying that Canelo was scared because in the first fight, Triple G was always moving forward and he was doing the Mexican style, that thing. And Triple G even went to Mexico, and I think it was with TV Azteca. I can't remember. We had an interview with
Julio Cesar
Chavez, and he was telling the Mexican public, "Hey, Canelo, how come you're not fighting the Mexican style? And then in the second fight, Canelo gave it to him. He moved forward, and every single round, or maybe most of the round, Triple G was always on the back foot, which is not comfortable of. That's where I give Canelo credit. Like, he took it to him. Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't scared anymore. And that's something that's the reason why.
Yeah, but he's scared the first fight.
And he didn't get fouled.
Hitting himself the first fight, man.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Canelo lost the first fight.
No, whatever. It's fine. I'll try not to.
Hey, Zach, in the third fight, I think Canelo obliterates.
Yeah, Penny, just agree with him. He looks a bit upset. All right, he won the first fight.
Thank you, Ash.
The trilogy needs to happen because the chapter needs to close.
Oh, he's going to win the last.
Yeah, it's
trilogy now.
Yeah,
too late for that. He must leave it now.
But yeah, he could possibly be a TKO or a much clearer decision. But what I want Canelo to. What I really want Canelo to do is, instead of facing Golovkin, just go with Beterbiev. He's 37 years old. Even if Beterbiev is the same guy at 37 or 36 at 40, Canelo's not gonna get credit for beating a 38, 39, 40-year-old. You know what I mean? So Zach, he's got to get rid of that fight right away.
Now, Zach, I want to see that trilogy because I want to see if Triple G will have that Juan Manuel Marquez type attitude when he fought Pacquiao the fourth time, where he just goes all in because he knows he's not going to get a fourth fight, right? Because the trilogy, because they're too old now, unless it's controversial again. But I don't think so. It's prime.
But I've seen recent Golovkin interviews. From what I've seen is that, and also even Abel Sanchez. There's a few people that have said that Golovkin is fighting the style that he shouldn't be fighting because he's really not the boxer and he's trying to box more. And the way really Golovkin is, he needs to do what Golovkin does best. Oh man, are you there?
Yeah, you're cutting off a little bit, bro. Keep talking.
But